It's about commitment, healing, honor, respect. This is Barber Life. Cutting hair, I like it. Barbershop, I like it. Change your life, I like it. Conversate, I like it.
Yeah, show on that picture.
Yeah, here we go, here we go. We live here at Conscious Heads Barbershop. Just a second, let me take my page. Oh yeah, second, yeah. Let me get my privacy. Alright, now hold on. Alright, we'll talk here. Good. Speaking to a little more. Mic check, mic check.
You like this time. That's it? Okay. Yes, sir. No problem.
So do the best you can. Yours was real good last week.
Okay.
When he got his plate, it was real good. He picked up last week. It wasn't valid. Now he was okay, but not a valid hit. He talked about it. He talked about it. Jack right there.
I'm a baritone, yo. I'm an actor. He's a thespian. Hey, yo, I really need that one, bro. I really need that, yo. Oh, thespian ass nigga. You need that, yo. That was too much. Hey, yo, what you are, yo? Be proud of it, yo. He put extras on. How, yo? What he said was fine, yo. We don't need the synonyms.
Yo, you got to be proud of your background, yo.
We don't need the synonyms, yo. Cool.
You sound what you got. Some kind of way English more towards the problem.
Hey, yo.
Hey,
Yo, pause that, yo. God damn, yo.
Whoa. Slow down, Jabari.
That was Aaron Hollis right there, yo. Come on, what we doing, yo?
Hey, yo. All right, bro.
All right, now. English, boy. Ow. Hey, yo.
What's up, fam? What's up, fam?
That shit, wow.
All right. Yo, Jordan. Go ahead, man. You got hide, man.
Yo. Is it clear?
That sounds clear.
Yeah, all right, that's good. Right there. How this one sound? How the sound?
boy.
Sound good.
Yeah, you about the smartest dumb nigga I know.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
We already live. Anyway, we already live. We here with
What it felt like.
Conscious Heads, the real barbershop conversations. Thank y'all for joining us, wherever you're joining us from. You know what I mean? You know, I am controlling the chat today, so those who wanna, you know, stop by, say some comments or whatever. You know, we right here for it. We gonna have this about our six or seven live from the barbershop. It's a little difficult because we got to mic up. Well, I got to mic up the whole shop, and I ain't a sound person, but I'm trying to do the best I can. I gave y'all 3 different angles of the barbershop so that you can be able to see what exactly is going on. We're excited about what's going on because we have some great conversations here at Conscious Heads. And it's not just one mode of thought here in Baltimore, but what I say, the one mode of thought is that we all do love black people. We all love black people.
That's right.
We all care about black people. We all got different ways of getting to that, but we do all love black people, and we all can say that. Now, I myself, you know what I'm saying, I'm more out of Pan-African, you know, black liberation, revolutionary movement. We say that we have Brother Kenny, who can say that he's more Israelite, Hebrew Israelite community. Then you have BA, who is, I don't know what he is, you know what I'm saying, but he's something. You know what I mean? He represents something. And then we have Ricardo, you know what I'm saying, and I really don't know exactly what he is, but he's something also. We don't even probably got like hardcore labels on ourselves.
Yes, sir.
You know, in general. So that's what it is, man. So we happy to be here with y'all to have some of these conversations. And like I said, this is unique because just not like other barber shop. You know, once people come in to get their hair cut or somebody come in, you know, they don't know that we're recording. So we ask them, do they want to be on the camera or whatever. But you know, anybody can come in here at any time. We cut hair. We actually in the barbershop in real time, open for business in real time. So that's what it is. Anybody, any of y'all want to say anything before we set it off right quick?
What's up? What's up, y'all?
That's it. You know, happy February 29th, last day of Black History Month.
Yeah, that's right. Last day of
That's right.
February.
It's a leap day.
Last day of February. Last day of February. Yeah. So man, so we're gonna just get ready to jump right in. And we will be rebroadcasting this again for those who miss it. Now, for those that's out there, let us know what the sound, because like I said, it's hard for us to kind of mic this thing up. So let us know how the sound is coming. If it sounds too crazy, if on one of the microphones or whatever. We try our best to get you sound so you can really hear it, so you won't have a whole lot of echoing going on in general. All right, so look, let's go ahead and set it off. We're gonna set it off with this Cam Newton situation. This Cam Newton 7-on-7. He had a 7-on-7 game, and he actually played in this game. I don't know about this time. He actually played in this game, right? Well, no, he's coaching. He's coaching. He's coaching. Can you run that down?
Yeah, Cam Newton had a flag football camp, and I believe they played against a team called TSP or something, and they had a whole bunch of back and forth verbal, jousting, I guess you would call it, back and forth, and it led to a fight. One of those men swung on Cam, and it led to a viral fight that you all saw on the internet. Yeah, you got anything to add to that, sir?
Yeah, from what I heard, who knows if it's true or not, but apparently the dudes was one of the coaches had beat him before.
Yeah, I seen that.
So it was I feel like it was a lot of trash talk in the beginning.
I think so too. Yeah, I think both of those guys. I mean, it's tough because everybody's saying, look at how we treat the people who come back. What's the point you can't do? Why are you talking about I hit somebody smacking over my ear with that, smack Jordan. I just think I push you out. Yeah, man. I just think I think it made the whole black community look bad. I've been saying in the shop all week. I think it made black leaders look bad and black followers look bad. I know we don't like this idea of one person representing the culture, but we gotta be real. That's what it is. Like the people that don't like black people gonna look at this opportunity to joke us. You know what I'm saying? It was bad, basically. Can brought himself down to a lower level, pretty much. That's my take. You got to take.
He ain't bring himself down. He wasn't the one that did the swinging first. They swung on him first.
True that.
Yeah, they swung on him first.
Yeah, they did.
So he defended himself.
All right. Yeah.
So and he supposed to just take an ass whooping on camera? No. That would have been a bad look
at you. That would have been a bad look too. We got to find a way to resolve these issues without violence, though.
But whoever swung first should be held the most accountable.
I would agree with that.
The problem is him because he's the star in the matter. So
he makes the matter.
Right. Because if it was just two brothers in the hood, no one did. But we love to see.
But because of that polarizing personality that Cam got,
he's going to be earned.
Make it viral, so you got a responsibility not to make the people look bad.
Yeah, but like they say, he's by him being an athlete, he's been getting his ass kicked pretty much all his life, especially as an adult. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you develop, an overly confident personality.
That's what all of them.
No, just talking to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now.
All right.
Yeah, you develop an overly confident personality, and that leads you to walk straight. They have the money, so that leads you to this you create a stuff like that. So people don't like you just because of that. Even if he hasn't been disrespectful to them, it's just the energy that he probably give off to somebody that's in his presence. Like, man, I don't like him.
Yeah.
You know, he rubbed me the wrong way because of how I see him act with other people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You get that. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest. We all have
Perception is reality. If you make a perception of somebody in your head, it's hard to get that out.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that out. What about you?
But you can say all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just simple. And don't mind, you can go ahead on title this segment. Niggas gonna nick.
Niggas gonna nick.
That's exactly what happened.
That's niggas nick.
At the end of the day, they was planning this because the dude was did a beforehand.
Yeah, I seen that.
So we are an emotional race. It's just we are. We react off emotion way too much.
Way too much. Yeah.
So what social media sometimes is like money. What they say about money, you give people more money, it's going to be more who they are.
Who they really are.
If you're a chivalrous person,
If you're a generous person, a charitable type of dude, you're gonna be more of it.
Yeah.
If you're a shiesty dude, you're gonna be more shiesty, and you're gonna find more ways to be shiesty. In this situation, you had the dudes there that, like I said, they had already did TikTok beforehand or whatever the case may be. So they was using social media to fuel their envy, jealousy, whatever. It was something there.
It was animosity or something.
It was something
and
there.
they trying to take him down off that pedestal that they put him on in their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they already viewed him as higher than them based on his status, and social media is the land of clout. Why not?
Like
Because clout is more important. It's more important than money right now.
Clout is the currency right
It's
now.
more important than money. So
What y'all think of what Ryan Cole said about making the media, that the way the media be disrespecting Cam makes the public think that they can?
It makes it easier. It makes it easier.
If
people don't-
when has it not been respectful? I mean, when has it not been disrespectful to black, especially black athletes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They love to show the brothers fall.
Yeah, they holler at that boy. They don't.
Any way, shape, or form they can. Look at what they doing to Diddy. Even though he could be wrong in
Yeah.
those allegations,
But see,
they're not letting up.
the thing with Ryan Clark, he was kind of alluding to what Kimberly Martin said about him. Because when Cam made that comment about the other quarterbacks calling them game changers versus game managers, that was, like I said, we had a conversation. It was just his honest, as a former player, as a former game changer, as a former MVP, as a former Super Bowl representative, he more than anybody else has his own right to judge other quarterbacks because that's what he did. He's experienced in that field. So when he said that, Kimberly Martin, which is a woman that's on ESPN, called him. She said, "Where are you at? You know, why are you getting the right to say something? You're not even in the league. There's all these teams." So when you see him get publicly bashed by a woman that never played the game, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, well, shit, F him then. Fuck him. The public gonna be like, I can do it now. Yeah. And that was a black woman that came across that way amongst cats. Yeah, that's not we be our own worst enemies. Yeah. And it shows itself time in and time again.
Yeah. We don't value each other, man. That's what it all boils down to. We don't look at another black person and see value. We don't look at another black person and see value, man. Unless, like, I guess, most of the time I feel like they don't see them as valuable unless they got some type of dollars associated to them.
No, because even if they got the dollars,
well, look what he just did to the man with the dollars.
right? But a lot of times we don't see the value on ourselves and how we can conduct ourselves around people like that.
Like you said,
Even if he has full character, don't mean you have to go to a lower level to try to one up.
So it's a sign that we lack self-worth too.
Self-worth.
If you're willing to throw your life, if you're willing to throw your life away, you don't value us. I get it.
But look at the TikTok they did.
Afterwards. You saw the one afterwards?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about before when he said.
I'm talking about the one afterwards.
A non-throwing quarterback, right? The hero Cam. He didn't say his name. He said that could never beat me before. Because he beat Cam before. He beat his team before.
Hey,
that's what he was on video bragging about.
Had they been speaking about anything
you see what I'm saying? So after they came off board, you don't get off positive. But listen, all right, now we get
well, people in general don't care about positivity.
Cam ain't that brother with speaking negativity. Cam does a lot of trash talking to everybody. Those brothers did a lot of trash talking. Why are brothers coming together to negatively talk to each other? I know it's competition, but you don't have to take it that far in competition. Y'all still brothers.
Well, how far is far? That's
like I said, how far is subjective, but it's always too far. We're just going to talk about it, then it went too far. So we can put this in too far.
You could have said two things.
Too far.
And word you can't beat me.
All right, yeah.
I can't beat you.
Fight right there.
It's too emotional.
It's too far.
It's too far to get physical. Yeah.
I mean, you talk all the trash in the world. If you keep your hands in the pocket at the end of the day, then it should be all good.
And that's what most athletes go by.
It's that example of somebody not letting it go. Nobody let it go. They know this, bro. This is the bro they said that started a year ago. Why y'all coming in here later and y'all still got the same harbor?
Well, maybe it's an annual tournament, so.
Because we just look at it as a prize. If I can take him down and embarrass him and take him off his pedestal, then I win.
Yeah.
See, they don't know how to win without doing it. Without taking another brother or dimming another brother's life.
Destroying another brother.
Yeah.
Right. I get you.
So the video afterwards was one of the people, he was bloodied up.
I seen that.
And I got his pockets.
Yeah, what you worried about?
That's the level that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's nigga. Yeah, you're right about that. It's a bad situation all around, you know. Because basically, I mean, like he said, he defended himself, but he's also coming down. Like Kevin said, never come down to Cena.
Then the best thing for this guy to do is beat it.
It did swim.
That would have been the only thing he could have not beat it. And then we get mad when you don't come back to the hood and you don't give back, you don't do this, that, the third. You're not amongst the people and all this. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lose-lose for Cam. It's a lose-lose.
We gotta be better. In my opinion, y'all, Cam is not exempt from blame here. He don't have the most of it, I guess.
What should he be held responsible for?
He is a fire starter everywhere he went.
With words? See, didn't somebody speak on that? We get real big out of shape over words.
Men need
words.
Men know that
men shouldn't get bent out of shape. but minutes shouldn't get bent out of shape over words. That's true.
So let's too much. When should the man stop with his words? We can keep saying it.
What are you willing to risk over words?
He was running the risk going to jail with his money.
Right. That's what he was willing to risk.
This is why he is. They don't. So we talk about athletes. So let's put it in the athlete mindset. Okay? Most athletes, they're not thinkers. No, I'm not on that level. What I'm saying is, like, think of a sports athlete playing the ball. Let's say basketball. You know how many niggas getting called, how many names, how many monkeys. They know how to hold it. They'll get that, but they won't get them back. And then they call it, you understand. So that's the mindset. That's the mindset.
They lose over that. Or losing in cool.
And that's why Cam will never do that. That's why Cam can talk that, but he know that I'm just going I'm not going to fight you.
Right.
I'm not going to cross it. You might have to cross it with me because you don't like how fast I can come back at you. I am very quick. You know what I'm saying? You might not be used to it. You might be used to the way these other celebrities that might just chuckle and laugh and keep it moving. I'm talking about that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But you need to discern, guys. You need to discern what's going on. So does everyone. So does other one. Who's in the Candy. He's not a leader of those men. They're not following him to put the body in the right. We know the other kids are watching him. He also teaches them how to defend yourself. And he also teaches them how to naturally. But how? If they ain't helping and fighting anyway. Remove yourself, like you said. All right, just get out here. Then he stopped doing like y'all want to fight. Then he stopped doing the things. I told you, just stop doing it. Just do it if you come from the community. I like it is if they get the community out of with a whole bunch of white police. With a whole it was white security there to fight too.
No, it was like average security. I mean, like former police officers being security.
Police officers.
Yes.
Get some ex-Navy SEALs with spiderweb tattoos on their elbow.
That's bored.
That's looking in the box.
That's just bored. They ain't got nothing better to do. Get them.
I just want y'all staying with guns and watch over things. Staying with guns and watch over things. Hey, yo, host, we need you. What we doing? What's the next subject you want to go to? Yeah, that's about all I got on that one. Okay, Newton. It's definitely a bad look, and then they was apologizing afterward. I did like that though. I did like that they took accountability and said that they took it too far.
Then what we talking about here? If you said there's some accountability, if he took some accountability, then
because it could have been proactively done. Like it could have been proactively done with
like
somebody
de-escalated. You gotta understand you around certain elements.
I've been in football fights.
I'm talking about they don't with actual football players.
Take that one. Talk on that one like you.
It's aggression.
Talk right into it like a mic.
It's a lot of testosterone, a lot of aggression.
So it's like a microphone.
Talking to the white one?
No.
It's a lot of testosterone.
Yeah, like a mic.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of aggression, but I just ain't seen no sign of de-escalate.
Sometimes it don't need to be de-escalated. Sometimes the violence is the de-escalation.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Sometimes dudes need their ears stomped together to get the point.
And I think the point was got. They won't try Cam again.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't. They knock his head off.
Or it's the opposite side. They realize, okay, we can't fight them, so let's just shoot a nigga next time. That's in our community. That's
and they.
I'm saying be proactive in this and de-escalate.
No, but now he's gonna be proactive with the gun. So if they try to pull up, they get done up.
Yeah, maybe he'll be more proactive and don't let him get close.
Or just don't do no more damn camp. Stay far away from them.
All right, so look,
there's more than 3 Cam will not be.
Is that going?
Mine?
It still might be good if it's even if it's echoing off of that. Now I had to take those other angles off for some reason. It was causing a crazy echo going on in the audio, so I got to figure out how to do that and cancel out the echo that was going on because they all coming through.
Yeah, I know.
It's all coming through my reality speaks. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to control this thing. That's why I said I hate doing the player coach thing where I got to try to host and then do cameras and stuff at the same time. You know, I did that when I played softball, bro. I was coaching and I was playing.
All right,
Yeah,
Joe.
no, I'm just saying, just make it
No
right.
try.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
A quick ball.
Hey, yo, audience, y'all hear this shit over here?
Yeah, I did. I was coaching and playing at the same time. I was up there, right?
It's softball, yo.
We going down
It's not that hard, yo.
Where we going?
What you mean?
This ain't basketball, yo.
Softball is
All current events, yo, not past events.
Softball is a skill.
Oh, L Money.
Oh, hi.
Can you put me on the camera, sir? Hey, no, you can't see. All right, so we talked about the Cam Newton thing, and so I know it was echoing a little bit. Y'all let us know how to sound. Will it sound a little bit better for those people that's joining us out there? Hopefully, we sound a little bit better. But
Yeah.
young Makai in the building. Kai in the building. Yeah, give me a big round of applause. Yeah, okay, Makai. Yeah, all right, okay.
Superstar.
Yeah, no doubt. Celebrity barber. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we talked about the Cam situation. So now we're gonna look into this whole movie, the Black Panther. Now y'all saying why we going back to the Black Panther? Because I know it was a little while when even the last part 2 came out with the Black Panther. But we had a conversation. We had a real serious conversation here on Friday, the day after the show, that was off the chain. Like it was crazy up in here, and I wish y'all could have heard the conversation that we actually had. But we said, that when we came this week, that we was gonna actually go into the whole thing about the movie Black Panther. And we talked about Kill Monger and Tchalla, like who was right, when we talking about segregation, integration, all these different things. So it was some things that was brought up. So we said that we wanted to actually talk about that today, in general. So I mean, that's one of the parts. Then we got some other serious things that we're gonna actually go into, because we actually gonna go into how should a black child be raised. We talked about this the other day, a little bit on another podcast that we had. And then the family structure. How should the black family structure be ran? That's 2 real serious things that's going on the internet right now. So we're gonna actually go into that. But let's stop and go into this movie Black Panther, because we had serious dialogue. And Brother Kenny, if you want to say what it is that you stated, okay, and what we were in the midst of, the argument was
I had some choice words about Tchalla.
Well, I'm saying where the argument came from.
I think we were talking about the structure of the family, what? I think.
Yeah.
And then I think somehow I brought Tchalla in because I was tied it in with bad leadership. That's how
with bad leadership. Okay, well, go ahead.
So, what I was saying is that I didn't like the end of Black Panther because at the end, Tchalla was pushing an integration mindset. And if y'all remember, Killmonger, right before he died, he said he'd rather die like the people, his ancestors that jumped from the boats to avoid slavery. So that is tying the Wakandans. That is tying the Wakandans back to the slave trade, basically saying his ancestors were taken in slavery to the Americans. I'm saying that to say this. Keep that in mind, because Wakandans are descendants of the slave trade according to the movie. And then at the end of the movie, I got the script here. What he said. This is the speech that I did not like that Tchalla gave. Tchalla says, quote, "Wakanda will no longer watch from the shadows. We cannot. We must not. We will work to be an example of how we as brothers and sisters," now mind you, this is him talking to the UN, this is all races, Arabs, white, black. He said, "We will work to be an example of how we as brothers and sisters on this earth should treat each other. Now more than ever, the illusions of division threaten our very existence. We all know the truth. More connects us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another as if we are one single tribe. So he's trying to say we are all one people, but I have an issue with that because we can't be all one people if my people are oppressed by your people. Okay, so that's an integrationist mindset, and I think that's bad for the Black community. We're doing that right now in America, and we're still on the bottom. So I don't think that mindset works. I don't think it has worked. It hasn't worked. It currently isn't working.
So the question is, you know, I mean, like, you know, who was right, Kill Monger or T'Challa? You know, I mean, Kill Monger, you know, I mean, you know, and let's quote the obvious. Let's quote the obvious. Let's quote the obvious of the white savior. Now, this was a movie. This is Hollywood. You know, this is them. This is them. This is white folk. You know what I'm saying? Putting stuff in it. You know what I mean? So it's going to be in there. You know what I mean? But we did have a lot of black folks' hands in this movie. You know what I mean? Down from costumes, down to a lot
of the white influence.
No, exactly. You know, and we should know.
That was put in there because I believe white people want us to be in that integration mindset.
Right.
I think they want us to, like, they always demonize like a Killmonger or a Malcolm X that wants to be like for their people, and they uphold Martin Luther King. Like, what do they do now? They don't teach Malcolm in schools because Malcolm, you gotta talk about separation and worrying about your people. They really teach Martin in school because Martin was teach all let's come together and all be one. How can we come together and be one if you rob me of something? You got to first fix that.
I would say Kill Monger. And the movie, it does appeal to black people because it makes you want to love Killmonger. You know what I mean? And even when it started, I mean, when I first saw the movie, and he was in the museum. You know what I mean? And a white lady came over here, and she's like, "Well, you such and such." She's like, "What? Y'all stole all this stuff."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see that, you're like, "Oh, that's what I'm talking about." You know what I mean? He basically, put it in a place. You know what I mean? So you're like, okay, I see where this is going. I'm feeling. So it's not that I don't feel the premise of Killmonger what he did. You know what I'm saying? I think Killmonger became very, you know what I'm saying, just engraved in hate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As much as a lot of other people who maybe have done wrong in our community, like a lot of brothers in our community. They go on killing sprees out here in the street, in the streets.
They get their mind warped and they go too far.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't care. Nobody care about me. I don't care about nobody else. I don't care about nobody else's child bleeding. I don't care about this. And I think that was the mentality that he had developed. You know what I'm saying? After a while, the way he was portrayed in general. You know what I mean? But it does make you love him. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? If you search it back and you kind of go back and this get real crazy because. And I know you probably ain't gonna like this, but you know what I'm saying? You know the whole story of Wakanda is all African, so that kind of go back into the whole Egyptian thing and all that kind of stuff. And then even going back into that Syrian drama,
like with the leaf and the drinking, that's all like
like Cain and Abel, like you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? He almost
that's basically what it looked like.
Yeah, the brother who killed, you know what I'm saying?
The bad brother and the good brother.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Somebody gotta be the villain. Somebody gotta, you know what I'm saying? So you know that was kind of like the whole thing.
I was with them until they threw that in at the end, and it's like they tried to rock you back to sleep at the end. That's what my bishop called it. Like, you know, they always try to give you something, get you pumped up, but by the end, rock you back to sleep. Oh yeah, I know we did all this, but don't worry about it. We can all come together. No, we can't, man. No, we can't. We've been trying it in America. Look, we've been trying to bring everybody together in America. It has never worked.
Okay. All right.
Let the expert get in here.
Now that these novices had their time, right?
Yeah.
So we have to identify a few things when it comes to the Black Panther movie. One, the most important thing was the sins of their fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all completely left that out. That shaped their mindsets. Mm-hmm. So T'Challa had his father teaching them since he came out the womb how to do this, how to be inclusive, and all these other things. He did not tell them the sins that he had as a father, which was one, he killed his own brother, and you have a first cousin that's running wild out there that you have no idea about. So he's thinking that everything is just within his borders when he has a very close relative, and more times than not, that's first cousins are almost like your brothers and your sisters in his own right.
Yeah.
He has a brother that's out there, so he gets to a point where he's trying to do a mission or whatever the case and being realizes that
this individual has his grandfather's symbol. How'd you get that? So then when he found out the truth, his whole world shattered on him. So he never dealt with that. This is all happening day by day. So then you bring up Killmonger. His whole thing was he was left because his father was doing something that he was not supposed to do.
Exactly.
So he's paying for the sins of his father.
Yeah.
And so it warped, like you said, it warped his mindset into a vengeful mindset. And he lacked all diplomacy.
He did.
T'Challa was all diplomacy.
And we got to include he joined the oppressor's military, further warping his mind, making him a killing machine.
Right, that is true.
Lacking reason and logic.
He knows that to point A to point B is I'm gonna shoot my way through. And that was actually an example of that when the main white villain in the movie had the black sister. And y'all saw them kissing and everything like that. That might be a love story. And had no emotion and shot her dead.
That come from years of war.
You know, so that was his mindset. He lacked no diplomacy.
That's when he started losing me right there. I was like,
that was him from start.
Yeah,
that was him from start.
Point of it, why it's so dangerous for the Wakandans to lead their brothers and sisters in America. He got that way from joining America, becoming one with America, becoming an American, leaving the Wakandan mindset and taking on. We just described.
No,
you gotta have your spot.
But he joined the white man's military. Whose mindset did he come out of the military with?
No, he was a lost soul.
And
that's what happened.
Dangerous to leave a lost soul over there.
He was never supposed to be over there.
I get that. But I think you missed it, right? Yes, I understand why he became what he became, but he is a shining example of why it is such a pressing issue on the rest of the Wakandans to go get any other lost souls that may be over there like him. Because as long as you leave the Wakandans over there, you get the chance of creating 100 more Killmongers. So use your resources and power to go get them so you don't have more Killmongers. But no, that's not what you want to do. You want to go to the UN and be on tribe with everybody.
Well, one, that was his father's thing, so he didn't even know. So you can't blame T'Challa for his father's mistake. His father wanted to bury it. He wanted to forget him altogether. So he had no idea this person even existed.
But he still wanted to go be one tribe.
Okay, so
Killmonger told him all of this. He learned about the sins of their fathers, and he killed Killmonger. Killmonger, you know, all of this. He still wanted to go be one with all of them.
So why did he want to do that?
You said it to be the infiltrate, but
it's more than that. He's sending a beacon of hope to everyone that looks like us. That's what I got from it. He was saying, hey, we are here as well. If you have issues, come to us. We are a superpower just like anybody else. And what I said to you yesterday or the day before was the fact that how do you establish yourself as a superpower if no one knows that you even exist? How do I know? So you have to pretty much do your Superman and say, look, I am here.
But you can do that by attacking.
You don't want to attack because then you're gonna have everyone come and attack you back. Now you can probably defend a couple, but you don't want the whole world coming against. So it has to be a strategic way to go about this. Killmonger was showing you we're just going to rage through.
Yeah,
you was going to have a hell of a start, but it was going to be a terrible finish.
Yeah.
So he went about it the opposite way. And like I said, we have superpowers of the day. The Russians of the world, the North Koreans of the world, the Chinas of the world. Why are we afraid of them? Because we know that they can retaliate.
Yeah.
People were saying, or at least Tchalla was saying, we are here. We're about to flex our muscle. Trust and believe we had technology that y'all have no idea what we have. Come see about us. He just did it in a diplomatic way. That's why I was feeling what he was saying. And that's the thing. And then when you said you read off exactly what he said, word for word, right? Did he ever say we're going to share our stuff? We're going to give you access to our stuff. He never said that.
No.
So he's saying, hey, we can start bartering, we can trade and all this other stuff. However, you're not going to have access to it unless I say so, unless I'm going to keep our resources here. You come to us if I let you.
Isn't it a danger of an enemy knowing what you have? For example, it's a small example. You might laugh at it, but it's dangerous to let people know all that you have within your home. And we know this to be true because, like, when we buy like a 50-inch TV, we say don't put the box outside. You see what I'm saying? Because if there's somebody out there that wants to take it, now they know we got it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of stupid.
So let me flip that on you.
All right.
Suppose I have a box that had 50 caliber on it. Wouldn't that teach other people, hey, I might not want to F with this house? I'm gonna go to the other house that I know that don't have it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
You know, at the same time, and that's the type of stuff that they had.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what they saying. So they was like, if you want to come try it, we'll be here to fight it.
Overall, I just think it's not. I just think if you are oppressed people, you don't have time to be thinking about aligning with everybody else. Like you gotta, you gotta, what's the word I'm looking for? You gotta focus, centralize your focus on you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I think that's poor leadership. Like if your people are down in the dumps, you can't be focusing on making other people's lives better. You got to first focus on what does it say? Examine yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Wakandans, what problems? If we gonna use the Wakandan thing,
yeah.
Wakandans, if we got this problem of our people being oppressed, what do Africans of the diaspora say about the continental Africans? Why y'all ain't come get us? Why y'all ain't never send no help?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, Wakandans literally in this make-believe world,
correct.
Wakandans got all the resources necessary, all the know-how, all the tools, and they don't want to go use it to go get the people and extract them. Because can't nobody be mad. America can't be mad at if you want to take people and take them away because that's less people to feed. That's less people to take care of. That's less people to be like, oh, you Wakanda's going to take them back to Wakanda and take care of your people? Cool. You see what I'm saying? They saying that about us right now. If y'all don't like it here, go back home. They literally have Wakandans to me seem like bougie black people. Wakandans to me with that mindset seem like bougie black people that have all they need to better black people and won't do it.
But see,
that's what it seems like.
You're contradicting yourself.
All right, go ahead.
Because you just said, well, they have all this stuff and they don't want to do anything about it. But then he was like, well, he shouldn't have said anything. He should stay secluded. It's what?
No. Okay, so let me clarify. I'm not never saying they should stay secluded. I'm saying they should go get their people. That's not seclusion. I mean, they should go to what I told you this the other day when we was talking about it. He could move over there, buy a mansion, and invite people that look like him to his house. And while they there, you could pose it as a party. And while they at the party, you teaching them about Wakandan history. You don't have to make this big announcement like, oh, we coming over here, y'all. You don't need to go to the UN. My whole point is you don't need to go into the UN. Marvel wanted to put that in there to rock black people back to sleep. You don't need to be revolutionary like Kill Monger. You need to be an integrationist like Tchalla. It was.
So what was wrong with integration for us?
Okay, but Jabari Klein was just here earlier. I said because we never really integrated.
They took.
Integration Correct. Is you bringing your power and resources to another group that has power and resources, and now y'all put them together and share them. What power and resources did the African American come to white people with?
Exactly, that's my point.
We assimilated, not integrated.
We had nothing, correct?
Yes.
Well, in this world, Wakanda has all the power within their borders.
Okay.
They are coming to the table with power.
Mm-hmm.
So integration, as we know it, we can't relate to that kind of a power. We don't know what that looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't.
Because we came from a position of being powerless.
Yeah.
We had ideas and stuff.
We had to acquiesce to
but they took everything.
Yeah.
They was coming from a position of power where they're the anchor.
So then why do you need to integrate? You don't need
because what's the fastest way to spread your word?
Is being accepted?
It being accepted by everybody else. So now I can have a place here, I can put a hub here, I can put a hub there. And where were they putting the hubs at?
Do that without going
they
to
was
the
putting
UN.
the hubs in the hood and things like that. They were having beacons of different spots across the world. And at any given time, if he stayed alive long enough, this is still in the movie, he could have flipped the switch and they could have actually made moves and things like that. We have no idea. But what you did was, I'm giving y'all the green light to let us in your house. Y'all letting us in y'all backfield, in y'all backyard, thinking that y'all gonna get something that I'm not gonna even give y'all. Which is why the second one, they started to get frustrated and say, yo, where the vibrator y'all promised us? I ain't promised y'all nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all assumed that.
Right.
I'm not giving out anything. All right. So they got frustrated and then started to try to take it.
Yeah, they kept trying to come get it.
Yeah.
They can never conquer them.
I just don't like that integration mindset. It still preaches. I get what he's saying. See, but what you're saying, you have to philosophize that after it's been said. He didn't say any of what you said, right? So that means just the way you can philosophize it in that direction, someone else can philosophize it, and we do need to all be equal and be one. Seriously, because it's open for interpretation. He wasn't precise and concise with what the mission is.
So you want to reverse philosophize?
You can take, when you philosophize it, you can do either one.
No, the dude literally came from a position of power. We don't know what that looks like.
I understand your point.
We don't know what it's like to come together. What's the UK?
It's in Europe. What do you mean? Like, what's the UK? Is it a power?
What is it constructed of?
People.
Different what? Different countries. Different countries.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's multiple countries.
Ireland
People
and all
think
that.
that it's just one
They think
thing.
it's just London. Yeah.
Right.
Ireland, Wales.
It's a whole bunch of them, right? About 6 of them together, right? Just imagine for a second that Africa in this continent, they had a UK within Africa, and they actually came together with ideas and started to fortify as a power. Imagine what that would do for the rest of the world. That's the Wakanda that we're trying to get. If they actually did that and said, hey, we're already here, we already there, we already there. If y'all have issues, we're coming and we're going to do things for our people. What would that look like? That's the utopia that we all want. Come claim us, like you said earlier. Come get us. We're going to come get you. Don't worry about it. Just pause for a second.
Why we worried about doing for
Because it's all for our people. Everybody else is just the shadow, the trick under the puppy under the show or whatever like that. The smoke and mirrors. That's what that is. Hey, we're coming in peace. Yo, I'm setting up shops in each one of y'all backyards, and at any given point, we can rock out. How do you do that without getting permission to come into that backyard? You want to buy a mansion here, buy a mansion there? No, just y'all give me the keys to come back there. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
That's what I got from it.
All right. See, yeah, I see. It's a good. I mean, it's a good plan if that's what. But that had to be interpolated in.
I'm sorry, what?
Interpolated, meaning it wasn't said. You placed it there.
Understood.
All right. Next, you want to go on?
I mean, y'all was having a real decent.
I knew me and him were going to have an exchange here.
You know, I mean,
do you have something to say?
That's the specialist right there.
He is the Marvel specialist.
You got the shirt on.
He is the Marvel
Yeah,
specialist.
Oh, this shirt. Oh man, that was random, man. That was random. I didn't know we was
Yeah, deliberate. He had a warning.
Oh man,
What a coincidence.
Yeah. Oh, you don't
man.
say.
Wow.
I just so happened.
I didn't even know. Wow, come on, man. I didn't know. This whole thing is.
So what's the difference between the movie and the cartoon? And I don't think y'all really talk about that.
I never read the comic book.
That he comic book world. You know that he beat Captain America. He beat a lot of the whole.
Well, his grandfather beat him, if I'm not mistaken, in the comic book world.
Yeah.
That so. What's your? What's your?
No, I was saying. You know what I'm saying? That, what I mean that they have never been conquered. I was just saying that they stood firm in what it is, and I think that's what that was kind of what we kind of came off of the conversation on Fridays, because I was saying that that with my people that I would want to have our people to have our own territory, and and if people got out of place, that we were able to protect ourselves like Wakanda, and I think that's how the whole thing happened.
Yeah, you're
how
right.
the whole conversation spun.
Yeah, it is.
Then you were like, and then you start talking about
T'Challa being there, making a bad decision,
leader and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But us to have our own territory and live in paradise and create our own thing. But if people got, but have spies and everywhere, so we'll know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody try to get out of pocket, you know what I mean. But my whole thing wouldn't be to go around dominate, because they could have been the bullies, you know, just like the Europeans. They could have bullied and went around and conquered the whole world.
Yeah.
But they was happy with their own space that they had, their own space in their own place. They were happy with that, you know. So I mean,
But he wasn't though, and that's the thing. T'Challa in the movie, his main love interest was Nakia, which was played by Lupita.
Yeah.
And she was saying, because remember, he came and took her from her mission or whatever the case may be, because his father died. He wanted her to come back to the thing, to come back home for the funeral. But long story short, she was letting him know there's a lot of stuff for our people that I'm going through, that I'm dealing with.
Right.
You're choosing to stay within these borders.
Right.
You're not helping me.
Right.
So as a result, what do we even have here? Right. So
Right.
she was. So his inner conflict was his main love interest was saying, you need to do more. His opposing villain, which was his cousin, basically saying you need to do more. So he decided to open things up to do more. He never wanted to. Once he realized the truth,
Right.
the idea of staying inside was gone.
Right.
So the utopia that you want, like us being in our own thing, that's not even what he wanted. He realized I can't get everyone here, so I need to reach out to everybody. And not everybody was in the other races. Us. How can I help us from afar and maintain what I have here? That was his inner conflict towards that in the movie.
You was talking about the father's doing wrong. You know what is his father wrong for killing the brother? You know what I mean? Initially, I mean, because this goes back to Godfather question of Fredo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Should Mike have killed Fredo? You know what I mean?
It depends on the crime. Fredo crime was great. Fredo crime was
and
great.
so was his brother. You know, he actually was just coming back to take him.
He was trying to get into some more black militants,
so that he can get punished for the treason that
he was
he
trying
actually
to help
did.
black militants, though. You gonna be mad at him trying to help black militants?
He was doing something that he wasn't supposed to do.
Rank
and file, you know what I'm saying, for family is everything.
Yeah, you weren't going outside.
And when you're doing something that you ain't supposed to be doing, that's the problem too of going undercover.
Yeah.
When you
gotta make tough decisions.
When you go undercover, you know what I mean, you kind of like lose the identity of what it is that you do. You know what I'm saying? You know, anybody going undercover, in too deep. And when you get in too deep, you know what I mean, you start to take on the ways that everybody, you know, he in LA.
Acting like
he was in LA during the time, right?
Yeah, he was
you know what I
in
mean,
LA.
right around the time of the riots and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Compton.
Yeah, in Compton. So you there all the time, and you couldn't lose sight of what it is, just like a lot of people do.
Yeah,
you know.
No, he was dead wrong.
He was dead wrong. You don't kill your brother over that, though,
because
you don't kill your
No. He was hold on.
That's out of line.
He didn't just come and shoot him. He was taking him back. The brother
So imprison him.
No, the brother pulled the gun out.
Because he was going to take him back to Wakanda to go to jail.
What is prison? What's up, bro?
He going to take him to Wakanda to go to jail.
What is prison in Wakanda, though? Like, it's not like...
I don't know. Yeah, all right. We don't know. I don't know.
It's not like prison and coming to America. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what happened when he came and got on City Hall?
I think T'Challa's father was all the way wrong.
He was happy to get, you know, he's like...
That's that inclusivity, trying to say, you don't want to give it to the militants because they're going to go and attack the people that's oppressing your people. That's what his father ain't want him to do with it.
If they would have worked that out, their offspring would have been better off.
Yeah, so
he didn't give him a chance to work it out. He could have not inflicted grave wounds upon him. He chose that. So
he pulled a gun out.
Yo,
it's your biological brother.
Bro, he pulled the gun out.
You ain't got the heart. You ain't shooting your brother, Jabari.
This is the person that was fighting in like wars and stuff like that. Like someone pulling a gun out on him. It's not.
In the front of Moon. Okay.
He been through that. He's seen guns before. It wasn't like it was his first time seeing a gun. So he could have more restraint, in my opinion. He could have more.
I don't think he wanted to kill.
I thought it was dirty.
Reflex, you know what I'm
saying? I thought it was dirty.
Because he didn't come to kill him. He didn't come to kill him. He came.
What your brother did was not worth killing.
Bro, he was about to sell a whole community. You know what I mean?
He was going to sell some militants. He was going to sell some militants some weapons.
That's a big deal, bro. You know this. Selling militant weapons is a big deal, bro.
It depends on what they doing with it.
If you sell weapons, they probably
shoot people.
No, but I mean, if they going to try, like, let's say they try to do what the Black Panthers was doing, protect the community, right? You know what I'm
By
saying?
shooting people.
Yeah, I know you got guns, you're gonna shoot people.
Militants.
But you can scare. The police was beating. They was in Compton, like you said, right? The police was brutalizing people back then. What if he's giving them the gun to protect the black community from police brutality? They didn't say what they were gonna do with the guns. Y'all just assuming bad things.
So what would they have?
Y'all just assuming negative all the time.
It's not like he's not wrong.
Violation.
He's not wrong.
Y'all jump straight to niggas doing something wrong. Y'all don't know if they was gonna do the right thing with it at all.
You don't know what Donald did.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you can't say the brother was wrong for trying to help black people if you don't know what the black people
He had a
helping gonna
specific
do.
mission that he was on. You know what I mean? And he went astray. And he was ready to do something he wasn't supposed to do.
All right, yeah. You right about that.
You know, we could tie this in another way. You know, say
That's
like
you out of order.
Say like
You
Tupac.
saying he out of order? He was.
Say like Tupac. Tupac said he came into the rap industry to really infiltrate, so that he can get in there. Again, he came in and got in too deep, and started getting caught up in a whole bunch of other stuff, and had to be checked by a lot of people.
Yeah.
In order to get it. So now he was coming back around. You know what I mean? To his rightful mission, but you know he was out there doing a lot of stuff, man.
I can't deny that the brother was out of order, but I don't think. I mean, I think you just take him back, yo. You just take him back. You don't put him in jail, and you don't kill your brother for that.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the reason why Claude got the vibrating was because of the information his brother did give him.
Yeah.
So he
brought that up.
It wasn't like he was giving it to his people to make changes in the community.
Okay.
He was basically selling it to the highest bidder or whoever was coming to him.
It was just a gun smuggler
information. So he wasn't on the up and up. 100%.
All right. Then he should have went to jail. Then
I still think as someone as skilled as the Black Panther is, like this is like the Bruce Lee of everything, right? Like this is like the top dude. You know what I'm saying?
You cannot kill him.
You could have not killed him.
Yeah.
Reflexes are not like I know where to stab you at. Like,
His brother though, he probably had skills too. You know what I'm saying? Like
nah, he wasn't using no skills like that. The Black Panther was probably routinely using his ability.
He came right there.
And he was in his outfit.
And he came there to kill him.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like wearing dress clothes or nothing.
Yeah, he
like
was
that.
protected. Even if his brother did something,
he was in
the outfit, yo. He had armor on. His brother did.
Well, actually, he was gonna kill the other guy.
He had his armor on, so he could have took a bullet.
Yeah, I mean, he actually defended the other guy. Caught him, you know, that's what it was. But he didn't know that they had another spot in, and the other spot, he was from Wakanda too.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker lazy eyes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. So, I mean, that's what I think. But again, it goes just real quick. Goes into the question of, the Godfather, Fredo. Like I said, he had killed Fredo.
Yeah, because Fredo gave up where his brother lived and allowed somebody to shoot up his bedroom. They could have killed your nieces and nephews. You didn't care.
But it haunted him for the rest of his life.
Fredo led two men with Tommy guns to his brother's bedroom window. And what if your brother, his wife, and his kids was in there? You just slaughtered all of them because you was mad at him.
But his young mind was like.
But he also didn't know it was going to be a hit. Remember?
He claimed he ain't know, but that's what they was like. How stupid are he said, what did they tell you? He said, they just told me they were gonna kidnap you. And then that's when Al Pacino was like, this dumbass nigga. What mobsters kidnap?
Right.
They don't.
Mm-hmm.
If they throw you in the trunk, you don't return.
Right.
Well, they let Tom return.
But that's what Al Pacino said to him. He's like, when they kidnapping, you return.
They did. The Consigliere on part 1.
It's rare.
They kidnapped.
It's rare.
But they did.
I'm just going with what Al said. Al Pacino thought it was stupid for him to believe that they was just going to kidnap him. He was like, yo, you an idiot, yo.
But it was also something in it for him, remember? That's what he also said.
Selfishness.
It was something in it for him.
Selfishness at the root of it.
So you said that
he was the older brother and he got overlooked.
Yeah.
So he resented his
He already resented him
because of his position.
If it wasn't that, it would have been something else.
Yeah, well, he was selfish. I mean, you would have found a reason.
You see the same story playing out over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Where there's a brother who feel overlooked. You see that in everything.
Feel overlooked.
Lion King, you know what I'm saying?
The middle child normally feels. Fredo was the middle child.
Yeah,
Middle child normally feels overlooked. And he got overlooked for his younger brother.
Degenerate.
He was a degenerate, yeah. And he got overlooked by the guy who
He was supposed to get overlooked. He just didn't understand that.
He didn't. Yeah.
He didn't understand that his behavior was the reason why he got overlooked and murdered.
Yeah, he didn't understand that.
It happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, he didn't.
He was supposed to get overlooked and he was supposed to get bumped off.
So Fredo's is way worse. Fredo's is way worse than the Black Panthers. Yeah, it does.
Same thing all over.
Hit play. Okay. And you'll see he disarmed the gun and then he proceeded to stab. He didn't have to do the second part. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my problem with it.
He disarmed the gun and still stabbed him. Yeah. He took it. The brother pulled the gun, shot it, missed. Black Panther smashed the gun out the way and then jabbed the cause in. So once he got control of the gun,
no, yo, you don't. Remember, I said this last week, man. You don't dictate the rules of engagement.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
If you try to inflict harm to somebody, you don't tell them
You
how
can't
to
tell them,
react.
don't hurt me like that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If I step on your feet, you can only step on my feet. Nah. If you step on my feet and I shoot you, it's fair game, home.
Game, Cardo. And you know what it is, fair game. That's what you want to do. And your black ass gonna spend 100 years because you overreact.
As long as I'm willing to deal with the consequences.
You ain't ready to deal with that.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying me in particular,
Yeah.
but whatever person that feel like they gonna do.
Yeah, you can't tell them not to do something.
You
started it. You can't tell them how they react.
How to finish it? No. We love to do that though.
But stab your brother, yo.
Hey man, hey, you tried to shoot me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Now I think I gotta give him that. Once you pull the trigger, I'ma hurt you.
It crossed your mind.
It crossed your mind to pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to think. I didn't remember the shot being fired. See, I didn't remember that.
You gotta go.
Once he pulls the trigger, that means you made up in your mind that you were gonna kill me. So now it's totally different. It's totally different.
Yeah. It's game on.
Just because you showed me that he shot the gun.
Thanks for the evidence.
He shot the gun, that changes everything. That means you made it up in your mind to kill your brother.
Yeah. It's game on.
It's game over now. Because I even say that about my mother. If my mother come in with you with a butcher knife to stab me, and I'm in a corner, I can't. Mine getting punched. Straight up.
Wait, hold on.
I said that for him. I said that for him.
What you about to say, man?
No, I wouldn't kill my mother, but I'm not gonna stand there and let her stab me though either. Like if I'm in a corner, I'm gonna try to get her without hitting her. But I don't know how. I might have to. Yeah, exactly.
So you're gonna do it just
And I'm not the one committing the offense.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by that. My mom is committing the offense. It's graceful for me to just hit her one time, to be honest. That's really mercy. Because you done lost your
All I do is
mind.
drop kick you. I'm being
merciful. Thank you. Even in that situation, if I drop kick my mother, yeah, I put 2 feet in her chest, but you done lost your mind trying to stab me too.
Yo.
No, I wouldn't kill my mother. I don't think I couldn't kill my mother. Now, yeah, I would feel terrible if that killed her, though. I would feel horrible if that killed her.
Your adrenaline is flowing, and you don't know
Yeah.
how well or how good you are.
That nigga's gonna end up in jail. All y'all niggas. We just need to go ahead and say that. There's gonna be a bunch of he got games out this bitch. Y'all niggas.
You know that the comments probably gonna be like, "Yo, said he hit his mother." I've never hit my mother. Comments. People that are listening, I've never.
I ain't know where you going.
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying there is something that you can do that'll make your relative put hands on you or harm you.
So back in killing his brother, how do you feel that?
Yeah, now that I see you shot the gun, you gotta get something done to you. Like if I stab you, oh well.
So he didn't go there to kill his brother. He did not go there for that.
He went there to bring him back
and
to
what is prison
Wakanda.
in Wakanda? It's different, I'm sure, than prison in America. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's the royal baths and all of that kind of stuff.
How you get to the royal baths?
Come on, man.
He said the royal
to
baths.
America, man.
Yeah, it could be. We don't
Arsenio
know.
Hall was happy when they punished him. He said, "Oh, I punished."
He did. I forgot about that. He did say, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. So let's push forward. Now. We're gonna turn up a little bit. We're gonna turn up a little bit. and this is something that's been controversial. Um, it affects our community in general, and when we start talking about the discipline of our community, what's going on in our community, we're talking about the killings and shootings in our community, but not only that, the disrespect that's going on in our families and community, and we just wanted to talk about raising children today in America, I guess in abroad, but like we have talked about America, right here. We in Baltimore City, so we want to talk about that. What's going on, and what do you think the right way of raising a child? And I'll say this, and I'll start off by saying that when I was 5 years old, my mom had left my dad and moved to my grandmother's house. For that year or so, it was me and four other women. It was my mom, my two sisters, and my grandmother. And my grandmother was tough. She was a tough lady. She wasn't like she wasn't no hard lady. But she was tough. Like, she made me go out and fight people and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gonna be no chump. You gonna get out here and fight. Now, I was a young man. I like to be laid up under mommy all the time. I like to be laid up and hugged up and all that kind of stuff. And, sleeping in the bed with mom and all that. But within a year and so time, my uncle Daryl had moved in, from his house. So he moved in with us also. We both had came from the same West Baltimore area, right around the corner. Now we was all living together in East Baltimore. So Uncle Daryl came in and saw me laying up under mom and was like, talked to her like, hey, look, he gonna be a chump. He gonna be
a chump.
Yeah, seriously, you know what I mean? Because I was laying up under mom, he said, hey, nah, we gotta, like, first of all, you need to, because my uncle was sleeping in the basement. He said, we need to get him a bed. He need to sleep downstairs with me. Sleep downstairs with another man downstairs. You know what I mean? And then second, and then let me tell you, man, my uncle went on to be probably like one of my best friends ever.
Wow.
However, people don't like to hear this when I say this, or when other people say this, because you shouldn't fear people. I had fear for my uncle. If I did something wrong, I knew that he would be down my throat. You know what I'm saying? So I did have fear. I had fear for my uncle, but he went on to teach me how to fight. He taught me how to fight. How to handle myself. So when I used to get picked on and all, I would go run and tell mommy. But when uncle came there and taught me how to fight, it wasn't too much picking that was gonna go on them because I could fight. So they knew it was gonna be some picking, like, oh, you gonna do so? Oh, no, he can fight though. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't too much of that going on. So I didn't have too many problems after that. But my uncle came in, and my dad was still around. My dad was around also, but he wasn't much of a disciplinarian or whatever. He had his own issues that he was going through at the time. We still was close, but because me and my uncle lived together, we became like really, really close. And so, he gave me a lot of the perspectives of the world, and really just helped to turn me into a man. He was that man, that image that came in. And if I walked around, if I had walk around and I was limping and I wasn't walking right, hey, look, man, you need to walk a little, switch your walk up, man. You know what I mean? If I was walking around, and my hand was bent down a little bit, hey, man, straighten your wrist up. Straighten up, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you had that, and you had uncles and stuff that went around that was correcting that. Yeah. But it's a problem now, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of people. So, how do we, like, so I'm down with it. Like I said, I feared my uncle. He probably beat me one. I probably got maybe 2 beatings from my uncle. He wasn't over excessive with a lot of stuff, although he had the meanest face in the world. Like, when he looked mean, man, you like, oh my God, he ain't in a good mood today. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You'd be nervous and everything, but he really helped turn me into a man. He came in with all that estrogen, all that female energy, and he came in and he really helped me to become a man. And I'm glad my mom let him do that, let him come in there and do that, because she could have put up a fight.
Yeah, she could.
But she didn't. She listened to him and was like, you might be right.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? I think he gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
That's good wisdom by mom right there.
And man, let me tell you, and also my uncle, he took time with me too. Like, I'm talking about, like, man, we would go that boxing, we would fight. Hours, man, just boxing. If we went out to play baseball, we played baseball 2-3 hours. You know what I mean? Like, he spent a lot of time with me. He taught me how to appreciate black women.
Like,
we ride around, like, see, that's a beautiful black woman, ain't it? Oh man, look at her. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. before I get there. He told me what I was.
He told you what to look at.
After a while, look, I learned what I was supposed to be. He taught me the game.
He ain't lead you wrong.
Didn't take long, but no, I appreciate my uncle D. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a lot. Now, all that being said, I told you my story. I agree with, you know what I'm saying, somebody being able to have discipline and, you know, and being able to, you know, to have somewhat form of fear, not fear like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, fear, but, you know, what's the correct way that we think now? Because, you know, what's going on now, of course, you know, you got men and women and the man is not in the home for the most part. You know, you got sex buddies that meet up, you know, have sex, and then they have a baby. They don't know each other. Then they realize they don't know each other. And not only that, they realize I not only don't know him, but I don't like him.
That's wild,
him and I don't like her.
Every time you say that's wild.
So, I mean, that's pretty much what's going on. And then you got another situation where you got a man and woman who separated. The dad can't be there in the life the way that he's supposed to be. But it's not the man or woman's fault. It's just, you know, well, it's both of their fault because they got to learn how to work together. So what do you think now with all of this new world, new age? And we got Baba. You here right now. No, I'm gonna say this.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna say this because Baba, you. I mean, this Baba's 87 years old.
Just ate his soup, man.
Very experienced. We need his experience right now, though.
87 years old.
You colored.
Baba's 87 years old, so he done seen some things, and he done came up during that time. During I was about to do a slang.
You about to say civil war. You was about to say slavery time. I know you would. I can tell you would, yo. Jeez, you see how your boy D, Bobby, he's out of 30 under. At least a revolutionary war. Come on, man. At least make it more recent, yo.
No, but let me just say, but Baba's been here at Conscious Heads, the elder at Conscious Heads, and always giving us a lot of insight and information. So it's good that we have younger people here. Even the cameraman, he's like 18 years old, and then we got an 87-year-old man that's here to actually, you know, help us balance to see differences of different time frames in life. And he's been around, you know, to see some things that we haven't seen.
Yes,
so, Baba, let me ask you, discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that the way that your grandfather, you know what I'm saying, or, you know what I mean, when you were coming up, do you think that it will work in today's time? Or do you think that what's going on today is functional? Or
No, let me put it in these words. The way I was raised, people would be in jail today for disciplining their children, as both young men and young women. The family has been deliberately broken up so that others could be in charge. We have become we have become revenue for the system. And father taken out of the home was done deliberately so that revenue could flourish for years and years to come. And at this point, we don't know which way to turn. You can't really discipline your children. If you try to, you're going to jail. And you'll get all kinds of ill things said and thrown at you.
Yep.
But we keep saying that the system is all right. We keep going for the same game over and over. So again, 1962, I believe it was, when they deliberately took men out of the house. And they did that so that you'd be in complete control of both at the same time, both male and female, black. They would give the woman some substance or subsidize whatever she wanted to do, but the stipulation was you cannot have a man in this house. Now, when the projects were built, I was proud when they were built, the projects were built down in East Baltimore, high-rise they called them. Now, they would let the women get those places. Men couldn't get an apartment. For the women that had children. Now, the other stipulation to that was
The men couldn't even sign up.
no, you could not get those apartments. Now, the other part of that was this, that if you found a man in the home, it would take you off, it would take your subsidy from you. If they found even a pair of shoes that belonged to a man, the woman would lose her stuff. And so you see the crocodile over there. So you wonder why young men start to become drug dealers. It was drug dealers stealing, hurting each other, and then what we did, we turned inward. By that I mean we turned it on each other.
Mm-hmm.
We were so frustrated we couldn't do anything with white folk, so to speak. So we went at each other.
Take our frustration out on
Exactly. That's exactly what we did. And now that walked right up into the day, and it's gotten much, much worse. You cannot talk to your children, really, because the woman, she holds that cloud over your head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a man now has to sort of humble himself before he can even see his
He got to ask permission to discipline his own kids.
Right. Has to humble himself. You know, they set up a system where they now say that you have to pay child support. And what does the child support do? The woman doesn't get all of that money. A friend of mine who had her husband on child support, he had 4 children by her, and she took him downtown. Now this is Muslim sister. Let me put it in proper context. And I talked with her. I said, when I called her name, I said, sister, you don't want to keep him in that position because they're going to dog him, and you're not going to get what you're supposed to be getting to feed these children. So you need him. Now here's the sense. This man was a truck driver making good money. Okay. What is to say that he couldn't take care of his 4 children and her with the kind of money he was bringing in at that time? You know, but the system had convinced her that it was best for her to keep him under their clutches so they could deal with it. Now, I begged her to take him out of the support system. And she relayed to me later that when she went down and talked with the people at the support office, the black woman there, and you know, I want to veer off just a little bit. They had the black women shielding the dirt that they do to black men. What she related to me was that when she went to talk to the woman down at this office, that this woman got heated with her because she wanted to take her man off the welfare roll or get him out of the system. Or that she did. But what we're living in now today, I don't know. I really don't see a way out. I don't. So when I compare how I came up, what I see today, it'll be a complete miracle if we get out of this thing.
Well, how exactly? I mean, give us a bit. Like, how exactly did you come up? Like, I mean, what did that look like? What did discipline look like when you was coming up?
Well, I got punished. Punished could mean with the strap, with the hand, with the stick. Doesn't make any difference.
Right.
But it wasn't brutal.
Right.
You know.
That's key right there.
You know, my grandmother, she was shorter than me, and her son was about a little shorter than B.A. there. And this woman, you know, and her and my uncle and my grandfather, they held discipline in that house. See, the situation was this. Whenever I did something wrong and knew that punishment was coming, I would try to compromise with my grandmother. Because, see, the thing is,
she can save you.
What I say now today is, I'd much rather say and deal with my grandmother, because when she told her husband,
it worked.
You didn't have any recourse. You got the punishment. You couldn't talk your way out of it. You couldn't make any excuses as to why, because the discipline also was there and the respect was at this. But once his wife told him that I had done something,
the man got to do something.
I got it, you know. And so the difference is now today, if you try to have that kind of discipline in your home, you're going to jail.
Yeah. Your first opponent gonna be your woman.
Yeah. And now the other trick is this. Growing up a little bit now, a young man dealing with women, and I see what's going on. That in homes, if there was an argument between a man and woman in the home, and someone calls the police, when the police come, the first thing the police does, he goes right to the woman. right to the woman, and turns his back on you. Live. See, all these things is to diminish you, make you feel that you're not worth anything. And his thing was, what's going on? What's going on? And if you try to say something, he'll say something. I'm not talking to you.
Check. Yeah, put you in your place in front of her.
Now what? Now let's go back to 1861. Same thing happened on the plantation.
It did.
It's the exact same thing. Only thing has changed is the suits and the shoes.
Yep.
Everything else remained the same.
Willie Lynch said in the black family, Big Mama runs the whole entire family.
That's exactly what happened.
It said when you go knock on the door, don't talk to the man first, or look for the oldest black woman and talk to her because she running everybody.
And see, right now today, our young men have become so beaten down that they turn on themselves. And by that, they turn on themselves. That, I mean, I don't like you. You never done anything with me. We have a conversation. You ready to hurt me because you can't win the conversation. There's no self-worth. There's no understanding. You get yourself a girlfriend or a woman, you have a child. Now, we know man is supposed to take care of his children and his family, but he doesn't know if it's his or not. You know, he's done had sex with 3, 4, 5 different men, you know. And from what I've been taught, that sperm stays in you for a long time. You know, you may shower, drink, and all that, but it's still there. So you see guys, the girl told him she's pregnant, she has a child, you want to see what the child looks like, it doesn't look like him. He could be right.
Right.
So now when they come up with DNA thing,
Right.
you know, they know that they've done us wrong and they will continue to do us wrong if we keep falling in the same rut. So, you know, that's about it. Raising myself, I went to live on a farm out in Ellicott City. And things turned around for me. I was taught different things.
Somebody sent you out there, though, right?
Yeah.
Because you was getting in trouble?
Exactly right.
Yeah. Well, then back then, I used to hear that when you acted up in the house, you know what I mean? It's always somebody down the country or down somewhere. Like, keep on acting up. I'm gonna send you down there with your uncle Birdie, or
Mine was out there. I was past out the city. Right off the road. Uncle had a farm out there.
See, that might have been jail for the man out there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that was like his punishment.
Yeah,
you know,
his punishment.
His sentencing. You know?
Yeah.
And well, because I hated it.
Yeah, back in the fields.
Back in the field.
I hated it out there, but
he said I hated it
I
out
learned,
there.
you know, I learned to do different things. Uncle Lewis, he was all right. Uncle Lewis had hands like that. You know, when he spanked you, no straps.
Just his hand. His hand was the weapon.
Now Aunt Blanche could tell me, the boy go out there and get me a switch off that tree.
Not your uncle.
Yeah.
Use that hand.
And I'd go out and get a switch. I'd come back with one that I preferred to be eaten with. No, not that one.
Baba, do you think whoopings are necessary for discipline?
Don't even go there. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I said whipping. I didn't say killings now.
You ain't say killings. No, don't kill him.
No,
don't kill him.
It's different from the way we used to get a beating and the way that these young people beat their children.
Right.
Knock them all down, throw them down the steps and all that.
Yeah, hit them all upside the head, whatnot.
Who you here for, bro?
Who you here for, bro? Isaac, Bilal, Daryl. Bilal downstairs now.
But you know, life goes on, man. And until we get in touch with our women, bring it in, because now they've been taught to be the leaders of the family.
Definitely.
Hold up, but just to go back a little bit, when they because you were part of a couple of different structures that helped to get you to, I guess, get you in discipline. So you did the family thing, and they sent you down, and you got yourself together. You know what I mean? They taught you a little discipline and respect and whatever you need to learn down there. And then you went into the military. And I'm bringing that up too because I do know back in those times they would say that if they was having problems with some of the people, they sent them to the military because that's a whole level of discipline, you know, and which is missing in our community today with I mean, there's this big lack of discipline. So they would send them to, because a lot of our children need to go to a military type setting in order to make it, you know, to make a change, to make a turnaround. I mean, you know, you say that?
To a degree. Now, when I went in the Marine Corps. You know, they're supposed to be rough, tough people, and they act that way when you go in.
What about the environmental science teacher?
When I went in.
Okay.
First stop was a place called Yamasi, South Carolina, Paris Island. You all heard weird things about Paris Island.
Stay on top of it, right?
And when I got off the bus, it's like that drill instructor kicked me right square in my behind.
Wow.
Seriously. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I'm first time I ever been anywhere like that down south.
Right. We just gonna stay on top.
I made up in my mind. I will kick these man.
Everything else good.
Yeah, Barbara. I'm a white boy. Can tell from me. Right. And see, the opportunity was now we're training, combat, we're feeling each other. So now to get this. Well, okay, I'll go to my booth.
Yeah, I'm at work right now.
Now I'm on the ship. Now the Italian boys, they swear that they the baddest things on the planet.
So I'm gonna call you when I get home.
We playing one day. We on the ship. We playing a game called Push Nose Tomp. Yeah, Push Nose Tomp. If you don't know what it is, you playing the game of Tomp. If you lose, you have to put a dime down. And we have little boundaries, and you take the nose, put it on that dime, try to push it to the boundary. Yeah.
Wow. That's old school. I ain't never heard of that.
You weak if you can't do that, you're chump. Yeah. So there's a guy that he just kept on jigging. Now, I did what I had to do.
Put that Michael to you.
I did what I had to do, and we're standing up now, and I took my hand, I palm healed him, palm healed him in the chest, and he got out of 45. But you don't have your clip in the 45. He got out and he clicked it. That made me hot. We started battling from that point on.
He was gonna act like he was gonna shoot you.
Yeah, but he knew the thing wasn't loaded. And I sort of knew it too, but my chance hit white boy.
Yeah. I know he ain't got no bullets, but I'm mad.
Right. And we fought all down the steel steps down on the ship and everything. And I knocked off a couple more during that little rain there. But I was paying back what that chump did to me when I got off that bus down in Yamis.
Even though it wasn't the same one, you was gonna get you somebody. Somebody was gonna pay for that kid.
Then you can see the racism there.
Yeah, once you get in the military,
you can see it, man. They say all good trees and race, but you have to remain strong and do what you
came there to do.
So I made it through.
Yeah. Would you say it's a good idea to send our boys there in the U.S. military?
Now I don't know so much now because the armed forces have gotten weak, man.
Okay.
They're not as strong as they used to be years ago. Okay. That enthusiasm about going in the military and becoming strong and see the world, it's not like that now.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You got everything. It's run. The military now is full of homosexuals.
Yeah.
And lesbians.
Yeah.
You can't say anything now. Even they have more rules than you.
You can't even be uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, because I was spoken with people who've been in there. A young woman that used to work up at Home Depot, I'd be jigging that all the time and keep talking. I'm going in the military. He went in the worst part of the military of all, in the Navy.
Oh, man.
And a friend of mine, he knew her well. He said she's not the same. Women can tell in the military.
I heard about that.
And you've seen stories where they
Where they raped them. Yeah,
and
this one black girl got raped.
That happens.
And they couldn't get no answers from the military.
That happens.
Yeah.
It's not a story that you hear.
Yeah.
I can put my hand on young women who've been through that system, man. And they're not the same person that I meet. And so it does something to them, man. And you know, in that they did the gang thing on it, so she black you know, the hatred run, you know, they got a free run now because she's there with them and they can do whatever they feel like doing to her.
Right. Right.
Nah, Bob, I mean, you know, we definitely appreciate you sharing that information and knowledge with us because we try to come to get some solutions. I mean, when we in the barbershop, we even having these conversations, they end up in a lot of debate. But a lot of people they have a problem with this new age of discipline, or you know what I mean, or the old ways of discipline. You know, they want to go into some new stuff. It's just like, oh, Molly, you need to listen to what she's saying now. You know what I mean? She's expressing herself, and she may be kicking over tables. And
she's expressing herself.
She's expressing herself.
She better stop expressing herself.
For you to get mad right now. You know what I mean? You know, and it's all these new modes of
gentle parenting.
Of parenting, and I'm scared because I mean, even if a person ain't out gangbanging, just the lack of respect that's in our community.
That's out there, yeah.
You know, that's in our
dangerous.
community right now. It's just dangerous. So I mean, Kenny, what's your?
I don't.
Oh, fuck it. Let's have a call.
Okay.
Carl, what you think? What you think about discipline and how should we be raising our children? I mean, should we be more old school with it, or should we be the new age, whatever that is?
I say a mixture of both. I think you old school discipline is can be necessary depending on the child. I say new school because each child is different, so you can't manhandle all of them.
Very true.
There should be a level of emotional intelligence in how you deal with the child. What child can take a little bit of roughing up and which child can't, you know, because some children can be overly traumatized from it to the point where they turn into either killers or just straight like meat, you know what I mean, individuals. So it's a balance, but it takes knowing your child and taking the time to study your child and what their temperaments are and stuff like that, you know. And even down to gender, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, a boy can maybe take a little bit more heat and pressure than you can do with your young lady.
And girls sometimes don't need that much to get them correct. Boys sometimes they push.
Sometimes.
Boys are normally the ones that push the boundaries a lot.
Yeah. My father told me that his father told him that, you know, man, he said, you know, when you discipline to be careful because sometimes you can beat the hell into somebody. You know what I mean? So
especially if they feel like it wasn't justified.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So you gotta, you know what I mean? So different strokes, you know what I'm saying? Different children need different things. Some people need something because we know some of you, I mean, people gotta be right on. And you can't give them an inch to breathe.
Some people require
stricter.
Some people need stricter discipline.
I mean, that's just people, you know what I'm saying? And then some people you can kind of like
give them their leeway,
like, oh, I can trust them. I can trust them.
I know he's gonna get his homework done. You know,
the people that are less predictable, the people that are more predictable, we trust more. I know what they gonna do. Yes, they are. But the ones you don't know what they gonna do, you got.
But you still need to check in too, though, because children, they pay attention to your patterns.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and you gotta switch it up.
Yeah, they do.
And show them that, you know, you ain't always gonna be as predictable. Because sometimes that's how they slip
through the cracks.
With some of their stuff, with their little slick behavior,
they know
and stuff like that.
And stuff like that.
They predictable. You know, you do them little pop-ups or them little occasional room inspections and stuff like that. You know,
but the new age, they don't want you to eat when you toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying?
That's what.
You know what I'm saying? Like
there's no such thing.
That's what they. You know what I'm saying? Anytime that you flex up and you raise your voice and you roar a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I mean? You know, they get offended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? They get mad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And this is like, you know, I mean, look, because we talked about this the other day on the show, and, you know, brother Dr. Asar was talking about research shows that, you know what I'm saying, it's worse to, I guess, be more of the old school way of discipline you know, and he was saying research said, I was like, well, my research said in Barbershop, I've been in there for 24 years, you know what I mean, talking to people with my research, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just saying, you know what I was saying, well, my research says that, you know what I mean, a lot of men have been complaining that, you know what I'm saying, that when the minute that they try to be involved in their children's life, you know, or they try to step up and institute some kind of discipline, that they get shot down. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when they get shot down, they just they shut down after a minute. They say, you know what? I can't even discipline my son. I can't say nothing to him. You've been seeing the videos that go around, that's been going around on YouTube. When the guy pulled up, you know what I'm saying? And then the mother came out.
The mother said had something to say about how he disciplined.
Yeah.
She said, you run too strict of a house over there.
It's like the military.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they get, you know what I mean? So military.
What I would say to you brothers is, if you really love your child, your will to get that child on the right path should be stronger than any kind of interference that the mother can bring. If you really dedicated to the proper rearing of that child and you think the mother is running some sort of interference, you got to figure out how to sidestep, overstep, understep,
go around, go through.
Whatever you need to do to get through to that child. And eventually, you probably will win the mother over when she see that your way is effective. But you got to show that it's effective first.
Absolutely.
You can't just be, you know, kicking the door down, busting heads as the remedy for disciplining the child too.
Yeah. See, I have a formula. In my house, my children growing up, I try not to let them see their mother and I arguing with each other. You know, my thing was always I would take the low route, and the low route for me was I'd get out of the house. I'd leave. I'd jump in my little truck, and I'd go out. I ain't gonna tell no lie. I'd go park sit in the park and watch the ladies with my glasses. that was my shooting thing. Now, what that did for me, the children can't ever say that my mother and father was arguing with each other and so on, but no. I'd come back, I'd call and we talk. I'd come home, park the truck in the back of the house, you get in the van, and strangely enough, 8 times out of 10, we done forgot what the hell we were arguing about. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't that important.
It wasn't that important.
So when you got an argument, you would just you step up and you.
I knew it was building up.
Right.
You know, because I had women before I had her, so I had good training with women. You know. And so I mean, what's the point in keeping an argument going on, or raising an argument when you can quell it right then and there?
Yeah. What's the point?
You see, but this thing is, I'm a man, so I can talk over you. You less than I am. See, you know, that's all a bunch of foolishness.
Yeah, we can work this out.
Of course. You know, now, there's nothing that a man can say or do to you can make you as angry as a woman can. That's my thought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they know how to.
Oh, no, they are the...
They can touch the button.
Yeah, no one's tongue is sharper than an angry woman.
When a woman says she gonna get you back,
she means it.
Man, that's the worst thing.
You don't even know what that means.
Stop. Please don't say that.
You don't even know what that means.
You know, it's a little joke, but you make me so mad sometimes I would turn red. That's hard. That's hard.
He said that's hard.
It is.
Engine over there.
And so I figure right there, if it's winter, I get my coat, head for the door.
No doubt.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to prove to her that I'm a man. You know, you living all right.
What's up, bro?
You eating well. So
while we soaking up this wisdom, I mean, you know, and what you're saying. So you think that a lot of times if you gotta, I guess, get into an argument or things of that nature, you think sometimes it's good that you say that y'all should separate for a while. I mean, somebody should walk away for a while and then come back.
If you all are living together, you walk.
Okay.
You don't go nowhere. If you got to kill me, stay with the I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm out. You know.
Okay.
But see, I'm not gonna stand there and try to prove to her that I'm a tough man. I know what I am.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I think that aligns the problem of generational curses, and I'll say that to say you spoke of a family unit. That's how you came up.
Right.
Right. Well, there's some generations between us, right? And then younger than me. The more they go without a fatherly masculine presence, the more emotional they get because they're getting, instead of a balance, both masculine and feminine energy, they're getting more so feminine energy coming from the motherly side. And if that continues to happen through generations, now the man child that we have here is highly emotional.
Right.
Because they're highly feminine. They're quick to do things. Their anger point is very easy to supersede. So that idea that you said of walking away, it's hard it's hard for most people, but it's even harder for the generations to follow because they don't know that they should walk away.
Right.
I have to. If you're talking back to me, I'm going to talk back to you. And now, other than because we used to think that's not the masculine way to handle things. Mm-hmm. Like, why am I raising my voice, so on and so forth? Although we get into shouting out arguments, these brothers that's coming up behind us think that they can win those arguments now, and they're being just as sassy as they are. Mm-hmm. So they're matching that energy, and then they still have the masculine strength behind it. And then the women of today are just as masculine, so they're raising their masculinity up, and they think they can go to blow, and now we have domestic violence happening way more frequently than what we probably had before.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it's even harder. So it goes back to the discipline point to catch them as a child. How do you discipline them so they don't grow up like that? Even more so, even if you skip the child stage, now that they're adults, how do you discipline them then? That's the question.
Let me say this.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
Let me say this, because it's hard enough to raise children in general, just with a good family, but never underestimate the system of the white power structure that's always trying to capture our children at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? Now we got Instagram, we got TikTok, we got all these different things. So it's hard to even to have a great, because you can give a child everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's some children that come up, they got a mother and father in a great situation.
Right.
And
society
people be like,
them.
and this is, but society got them. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't, they didn't got turned out a whole other way, but they had everything that was there. You know what I mean? And the great structure. So we fighting a couple different things.
You have to pause on that, because if you let society interrupts your child, then you fail.
Right.
Because you
weren't vigilant enough.
You didn't give them a strong enough foundation that they can fall back on.
Well, that's where we are today.
Let me get a mic from my man.
We failed. Okay, you know.
Well, that's where we are today. That's right where we are right now.
That's how you want to talk, yo. Is it on? It's green, so
green.
Testing. Can you hear him?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Put it up there. Yeah.
I think the problem can be like parents got to be on the same page. Because I mean, if me and my baby mother beefing, the kids got options.
Hence the failing part.
So you gotta have a unit. Because if I'm not telling you what you want to hear, and she not telling you what you want to hear, you're gonna go elsewhere. Now you're everywhere. But if we stick together, agree to certain things, we got a foundation.
Are we having a problem with sticking together?
It's the foundation.
Yeah.
I struggle like I'm just getting to that point where me and my kids' mom, we can agree and stick together. She say something, we got a phone.
See, but the problem is there's no unity.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Like I said, you got these people who don't know each other. And some of them do know each other. But when they break up, it's like, I don't care what you say.
I don't mess with you at all no more.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the other way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what you say as the
barely
mother.
like each other
You feel
in
what I'm
the
saying?
beginning.
You know what I mean? And so there's a disconnect. And here's the child. Like, oh, disagreement, huh?
Oh, it's easy to manipulate.
Easy work. Easy work. Hey, mom. Daddy, wow, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's dead? Don't worry about that. I got you.
Now the child they playing on all your trigger buttons.
They start playing on it. I mean, that's how it's gonna be, right?
I did it with my parents. Both my parents in the house. I still try to play them against each other. And my parents live with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got in trouble for it though.
Yeah, I mean, and you should.
Yeah, you should, because it's manipulative.
Yeah,
and you're being deceitful.
Yeah. But it's going on out here, and that, you know what I'm saying? So the father's not in the home, and so when that happens, now he's not that, they're missing that whole male dynamic.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That they need. Not just the young men, but the young women as well.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Because like he said I'm being real emotional. A father bringing discipline in the home 24/7 to get all that highly emotional out of you, because your father gonna say something that's gonna make you emotional, but you ain't gonna jump.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you learn how to get that. You're like, I know I want to hit my father so bad, right? You know what I mean? I wanted to swing on my father, but I only did it one time.
Yeah.
I wanted to swing on him.
Did it that one time.
I shouldn't have did it. Let me look at the camera. You shouldn't swing on your father. I was wrong. He bust my lip for me for that. Yeah, I was wrong. All right.
It's the same dude that said he'll swing on his brother too.
If he got a knife though, man. If he got a knife though, he gotta have a knife. If he gotta have a knife though. If she happens to have a knife. Mom come every that knife, mom getting this work. That too. But I love my parents.
He's a menace. He's a menace.
You hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
But to add to this, nowadays what you have women changing men like they change clothes. The child never gets used to any real discipline from one single male.
Right.
Okay? He's switching off. So what is the child to do, man?
He don't know who to listen to.
He's confused.
He don't know who the authority in his life
Because
is.
if it's a female child, she's going to try to somebody that's strong. She's going to try to somebody. And so prostitution come into play here now. She may go out, catch a guy who claims that he's so concerned about her and turn her right out. It's
Yeah, Bobby, that's how a lot of them. Yeah.
Because the father's not there. She don't have a real image. She's never had the love of a male.
Or some of the young men go out and join gangs.
Image is connected to your imagination.
They join the gangs.
Yeah, because they ain't got a dad.
You know what I'm saying?
Image is connected to your imagination. So, like, what you see or don't see, like, if you don't see it, you're going to have a lack of imagination about a good man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you're going to tear down somebody else's visibility. Yeah. If you never seen it, you can't even imagine what it is and how it feels.
It's complicated.
Sins of our parents.
Sins of our parents, man.
That's like Santa Claus, you know. Santa Claus been good to me for years, and one kid that don't get nothing. Ain't no Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That's a lie now.
That's how it is for good men.
That messed me up, and I'm like, well, he could be right, because I ain't get to believe when I wanted to.
That's a good analogy, yo. Hey, a lot of us is out here saying, ain't no good man, ain't no good woman, because they ain't never seen one yet. They ain't never seen one in their life yet.
Wow.
They ain't
Some
seen
people
one.
frequency ain't open up. You know what I mean? Because they like
some people ain't behaving in the way that
like
they want.
one particular type of guy or woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
So
know,
I was a great debate, though. What's a good man? You know,
That's a good one, dog. We don't have no standard to measure what good and bad is. What's the standard in the black community to measure good and evil? We ain't got one.
Bobby
Isa. We ain't got one, so we got to define what a good man looks like.
what is a good man?
Who wants to hit that one?
Everybody sit down.
everybody stick around.
I mean,
You ain't no good if you ain't around. Sometimes you gotta put in work. You know.
You gotta have principal man in there. That's gotta be a part of it. You gotta have principal man. You gotta be. Go ahead,
A
Bobby.
good man is one who follows the scriptures.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Woo! I like that, Bob. I like that. Man, that reminds me. It's a scripture that says King David was dying and he was talking to his son. Now you done got me started. King David was dying and he told his son, he said, I'm about to die, be strong therefore and show that you are a man and keep the commandments of the Most High. If you think about keeping the commandments, it's things like don't steal. You know what I'm saying? That takes self-discipline. You know what I'm saying? Don't kill your brother, don't hate your brother.
Don't be a menace to self-interest.
Don't be a menace by yourself. That's a nigga elections. That book got taken out. But these are the things that it takes discipline to do. You're going to have to fight to do these things. People want to steal. You know what I'm saying? People want to do wrong. you're gonna have to be manly and try to fight those urges. So Bob is absolutely right. I just want to say that. That is a prerequisite to a good man. Because if yeah, go ahead.
So let's say, I mean, yeah, follow the scriptures, or a man that's disciplined, or has some structure in his life.
Yeah.
He
got some standard that he live by. He can show you what his standard. I don't want your standard just to be what you tell me. Show me it. Where did you learn it at? Point it out to me in a book. What are you living by? Because if what you're living by only comes from your mouth, you can change it anytime.
Yeah.
And you can't be trusted.
And he gotta be striving for something.
He gotta have a mission.
You gotta have a mission. They just can't be sitting around and whining and crying. You know what I mean? And that's another conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because talking about who runs the home. You know what I'm saying? A man or a woman. So a lot of times, if a woman is paying everything,
he ain't gonna respect.
I don't.
He's downstairs.
Yeah.
You go like this.
Yeah. That's.
Actually, I wonder what the chat think. If anybody in the chat has an answer to these things, let us, drop it in the comment section.
Yeah, because once we put this out, you know what I'm saying, they'll be dropping in there. And I'll rerun this actually. I'm gonna rerun it.
I'm sorry to interrupt. What was you saying, DeBar?
No. I said I'll rerun it. Where was we at?
You were just about to say something before those guys walked in.
I was.
You were talking about
Man of purpose.
Purpose, yeah.
Striving for something.
Oh yeah. They gotta be doing something, man. But I was saying a woman who paying all of the bills and the man thinking he's supposed to be around there barking orders. And you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The woman paying all the bills and he's sitting around playing.
He a bum and he's supposed to
playing video games and you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But the man,
But the master of the energy is in the house.
Yeah, but the master, that ain't how it's supposed to be.
Y'all don't feel he a woman.
A male for the man.
Yeah, you a servant at that point.
Yeah. So a man, has got to be able to provide food, clothing, and shelter. But like I said, a lot of times a woman can provide that also.
Okay.
But
In comes the energy is, I don't need no man.
And there you go. That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
Yeah, now where did that come from?
Bob the one that asked about that. You got the rundown.
No. They need a man, but only for one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean? So they'll get, pretty and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Part-time man.
Yeah, not even part-time. Just situational, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't need no man. Say came around tax time. I don't need nothing. Just joking.
Tax time. That's funny.
And you go get I can't say the word, but ex-boy. You get one good.
Yeah.
You get an ex-boy temporary.
I get the drift, Bob.
Yeah.
They go get pretty. I mean, everything is like it's short term.
Yep.
It's a short term, very short term relationship. So they'll get all prettied up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why they go open for the one night stand type of relationship. You know what I mean?
He just said that.
But say that one night stand.
Yeah.
But as we said earlier, the one night stand is dangerous too because that
Very
ends
dangerous.
up oftentimes in
That's how a lot of the
pregnancy.
single parents.
And that's how they get,
That's how it starts.
Yeah, that's how
light
it
switch. You
Bob
cut it off, right?
But Bob or Tony did it on that one night stand. But Joe, who's supposed to be your friend, he straightened him that he's the dad.
Right.
That's wild, Bob. That's crazy. I never heard that.
Yeah, well, I mean, picture. You got my picture on it?
Oh,
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Erica Badu, my wife sent me a video of Erica Badu saying that, she had no problem submitting to the man that's got a mission. And she said women shouldn't submit to, she said the person who should submit is whichever one don't have a mission. The one that don't have a mission should submit to the one that does have the mission.
But I ain't like that because
what man don't have a mission? And if he don't, I got you. Yeah, you right. But if he don't have a mission, what that say about you as a woman for standing next to him? You couldn't even be there.
But they only need him for one thing, like y'all finished saying.
You a dummy though. You don't. You only common though.
You know what I mean? You men like boys. I mean, and you said that a man
And a man's mission.
man do the same thing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, they do. Man do the same thing.
And
Yes.
that's how the community who is running.
That's how the community got messed up.
You know what I'm saying?
Men messed up the community, swinging they see everywhere.
Yeah.
It become a wait game. How long you gonna wait until
Yep.
this happens?
Yep. We know what's gonna happen. How long you gonna wait?
The percentage plan goes. You make the process or progress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it become a waiting game. You know, how long are you gonna wait? You know?
Are we really that messed up?
Yeah, Barbara. Yes, sir.
You got a lot to deal with. So man, weigh in. I know you said a little bit about raising children. You know, what do you think? Do you believe it? Kenny would say, you know, if you spare the rod, spoil the child. You know what I mean? He would quote that. You know what I mean?
I believe
Do
in
you
what.
believe that? It's a big argument, or because some people don't believe in no hand, you know, at all.
Well,
You know, what do you believe?
my children didn't have time out. You know, I don't know how that works.
We be trying to do different things. You know, like I'm at the stage of talking to myself. But growing up, getting smacked and all that, it only gets you to a certain extent. You know, now you get hate your mom and parents. You feel like all they do is want to hit you. So like you try to talk. You know, give them discipline. You know, give them a little lesson. Sometimes it works. You know, you got to show them. Like I have my kids charged. You know, I know they need the phones and stuff. You don't listen, I'm gonna just take the charger and act like I don't know where that needed. So, you know, you gotta try different things to get their attention, you know? So now he can't find that charger, he wanna talk to you. He wanna be, I might know where it's at, okay, well, you know, they wanna tap into what's going on, but.
And you was one of the ones that came up and feel like you got popped. I mean, I don't know the situation. So, just speaking, like, do you feel that?
To be honest with you, I was a sport person, you know, so I seen my brothers and sisters or cousins get popped for no reason, and I was the one in the back laughing like, you know. So after growing up and knowing right and wrong, you kind of like, you kind of want to be on that righteous path, you know. So like, you can't really say. I mean, I can't. It's just you know what I'm saying? It's no right and wrong nowadays, you know, but.
Mostly people are geared towards now not putting their hands
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's abuse.
Okay.
No matter how you slice it,
So abuse.
it's just other people's susceptibility of abuse.
Hey, but look, but y'all not talking about the brown boys either. You know, some people get destroyed by tongues, by words. You know, you ain't gonna be nothing anyway. You know, that kind of stuff can really tear you up too. You know.
Yeah.
So you think somebody popping somebody is abuse?
Because you're teaching, you're instilling in them at a very young age the fact that if you get out of line, you get hit. So there's no in between. A lot of people don't spend time talking through the talking discipline phase first. So it's just straight. I told you not to do that. Bop. Well, are they going to be afraid of it, or then are they low key want to be willing to accept it? So then, like I said, I have daughters, so I'm very opposed to this, because if I'm teaching them, if they get online, they get hit. That is the only person that they know that's a male figure, first and foremost, is me. Who replaces me? Another man. So their boyfriend or whoever they choose, they're going to, if they hit them, they're going to be like, oh, that's acceptable to be hit by a male figure, because I did it their whole childhood. So then that's why I have to push back against that. So do I want that to be the image that they have of me? Oh, he was a very strong discipline. He smacked me in my face. He did this. He did that. So now my boyfriend's doing the same thing. I guess I should just accept it. Now we're extending the cycle of traumatic abuse. When does it stop? So are we supposed to do that and then and let them grow up saying, oh, he just did it because he disciplined me, but I'm not supposed to take it anymore? That's hard. Because we don't know what the child intakes. We don't know what gets embedded in their newly formed DNA. That could be who they are because of that. So I push back against that.
Well, I think what you saying is part of that new research that these people coming up with when they saying that the discipline, you know what I'm saying, of the rod doesn't work or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Which I hear some of what you say, but you know, like you said, in certain circumstances, I think it's very necessary. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I think the thing is that you want to do wherever you got to use your hand or wherever you got to use whatever is establish discipline. You know what I'm saying? And whatever way that may come, to establish, you want to be able to look over at your child and let them know I ain't playing. Go upstairs and get your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And when you get to that point, you ain't even got to beat them at that point.
Yeah, you ain't got to beat them.
But you want them to know that
Don't play right now.
Don't play with me at all. Yeah. You know, and I know a lot of people like parents say, I brought you in this world, I kick you out. Yeah. Kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But a parent gotta be like, it's gotta be here. Like, you don't know what I'm gonna do. You don't know what I'm gonna do.
Has to discipline their child.
But
That is correct.
You know what I'm saying?
But there's multiple forms. I think over time, especially in our past, we just got used to that one major form.
Yeah. I don't even think we do that like that no more though. But I mean, the most people got away from it.
We didn't got away from it, and look at how the community is that.
No, so wait, you're about to say something, and I'm not coming down at you or whatever like that.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You're about to say a one-sided thing when we just said there was a construct of separating the family.
I see, yeah.
So if the family was still intact, you might not still need to be as strong physically with the discipline. Because the family is separated. What
can I say this?
Gonna do?
Can I say this? The man is gone. Strong discipline left with them, and we see the importance of having that strong discipline there, regardless of the reasons why it happened.
Correct.
Either way, we still see it.
But that strong discipline didn't have to be physical, like you just said.
You're right.
If you have a child or whatever the case may be, you can just look at a child a certain way. And they
Not all the time. Sometimes with boys,
an example before you get to that point.
you do got to make an example out of somebody. What do coaches even do? Coaches always talk. Bill Belichick, he would take Tom and make an example out of Tom, and he would come down harshly on Tom. All the players, Chad Johnson said he got there and started smacking them. He ain't smacked him. I mean, he did enough though.
Hey, y'all two stand in that corner, give me wall squats.
Yeah, I didn't get that to the message.
You know that
I'm only.
Let's go. 10 laps around.
Yeah, I'm saying that was a form.
But hold on, but what's standing on the wall is physical punishment.
Yes, but it's not a striking. It's not abuse coming from a man. That's my thing.
Do we put our kids in against? I asked them this right about martial arts, right? Do we put our kids in martial arts? They're getting stroked. They're getting hit to learn discipline. They're literally taking kicks, punches to learn discipline. So we understand physical violence can teach discipline for martial arts when it comes to self-defense, but now nobody should ever do it as a parent. I just don't agree with that.
That is apples and oranges.
No, it's still discipline.
You really brought them to the go.
It's still discipline. Is martial arts a discipline?
Most people that's in martial arts realize that discipline this physical violence isn't the answer. When you excel in martial arts, you realize as the further you go, violence is never the answer. Now, if you push me to that point, I will defend myself. But I'm not going to pause for a second. I'm not going to be one to spark off. It's usually somebody else that likes discipline that sparks off physically. And then the person that has high martial arts defends themselves.
Yeah.
So that was a hard sell for me when you compare that to a fatherly figure smacking that child because you did something wrong.
A sensei is a fatherly figure, and you are bringing your child to this fatherly figure
I am putting my child
in physical fights to learn discipline. You are bringing your child to a sensei, which is an authority figure.
So you're smacking your child. How is that teaching them to defend themselves in the streets? How?
Okay, it's teaching them respect. I'm going to tell you how. It's teaching them that you committed an offense that was worthy of this. And you can go out in the street and do offenses worthy of this.
As a child, a daughter per se.
I don't hit my daughter. I mean, the only spot.
So purpose just.
Okay, I'll tell everybody. The only spot that I've only hit my daughter is 6, and I've only hit her on her legs right here 2 times, and it was for disrespect to her mother.
And that's all you needed, right?
Yeah. Now, most of the time, I can get my daughter to do what I say by just talking a certain way.
That's my point.
But that don't work for
But that don't work all the time.
It don't work for everybody. It works for some, and it don't work for
It don't work for everybody. You know?
So how far do you take the physical abuse?
Well,
let's pause for a second. Pause for a second. Look, I'm not finished. So what I'm saying is, if they do something wrong, they do it one time. Okay, I smacked you. Oh, you did the same thing again, because that's what happens. People have repeat offenders.
Yeah.
Oh, I smacked you. I had to smack you twice now. Oh, you did it a third time. Now I got to smack you till you're damn near unconscious. When does it stop at that point? No, you don't have to. You have to increase your physicalness.
At some point, you know, like even when my dad told me, you know what I mean, even when it came down to my daughter, you know what I mean, at some point, as we got to levels where we going to different places, you know what I mean, he said, look, and that's what he gave me that conversation, like sometimes you can beat the hell out of them, sometimes you can beat the hell in them, you know what I mean, and at some point, when it just ain't working, you gotta look and be like, wait a minute, this ain't working. I gotta go another route. You know what I mean? But it was in the midst of that. It wasn't just that it wasn't working. It was that there was conflict going on between me and my mother.
And that's okay.
And that's what, because I never had problems with my children.
And that's my point.
Okay. Conflict that I may have had with you know with her, and so that caused a conflict because she knew she had somebody to run to, but she never got involved when we were
together. You said something, and then you brought it up before, and I had to push back against you on the same time.
No problem.
It's usually something else that's causing a child to go that far.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where physical violence doesn't even occur, it's not even working anymore. It's usually something else. So that means something you as a parent has to change your game, and you probably already should have did it before it got to this point. And there's no disrespect to anyone, but you have to know your child, and you have to have multiple ways to get to that child, to understand that child. And when we have our own issues going on as parents, we lose sight of that because we're dealing with the opposition. The opposition is the other person that's supposed to be helping you through this. The balance is now shifted. You're either out of the picture, you're trying to get back into the picture. The system has separated y'all some kind of way. She's using the system against you. You're saying F the system and F you too. There's a problem, usually parental wise. And now we're trying to discipline our children at the same time, physical violence that probably rarely works. You just said it yourself. It might not work. So then what do? So that's why I say, if you go the physical route, you always have to toe the line. Is it enough? Am I doing too much? Probably shouldn't have hit the child that hard. Damn, my child's unconscious. I didn't know that he was going to move that fast, and I swung, and now my child got hit in the temple. Now my child is on the floor. Like, these are all things, if you would have maybe thought about it before you got to this point, you wouldn't even have this, that pace wouldn't even turn. We have to know our children. We have to do research on our children. We have to understand. Everything matters.
Like I said earlier, you study your child. Understand their temperament. Understand how you can get through to them and the different ways you can get through to them. It don't and as parents, like I said, understanding emotional intelligence and developing that effective communication to be able to get through to them.
Well, see, that's a learned behavior. It's something that has to be practiced within the confines of the family, as opposed to you just every time the child gets out of line, you beat him or her up.
That's an easy way out.
You know, yeah. But see, the thing is, I think my son now, he's 38, and his sister is 37. The girl I only struck once, 37 years. The boy had 2 spankers for me. Other than that, you know, and see, and here's what a lot of men don't want to admit. After I spanked my son, I felt it myself later. You get that feeling of, why did I do that? I didn't have to do that. It got to be a different way.
It got to be a different way.
Well, sometimes, I mean, you hear people say, it's hurt me more than it hurt you. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? But, I still think that, we don't leave that out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's very necessary. And I think that we coming up in a day and time when we see a lot of undisciplined young people that's out here in the community. And when they undisciplined like that, they go and inflict pain on other people. I mean, come on, man. They out there shooting up you know what I'm saying? 5, 6 people that they don't even care who out there, man.
And also we have to model discipline and show them the benefits of it. Because a lot of times children got undisciplined parents, which is why they tend to be undisciplined.
Whether
they're not disciplined with the mouth or something like that, they done picked it up somewhere. So seeing their parents show restraint and
It helped.
somehow showing them the benefits of it, they might want to emulate that, you know.
He right about showing restraint because my dad did that. Even sometimes I got about maybe like 5 or 6 whoopings from my dad, and sometimes that's it. Sometimes but he would normally save it. Now I said whoopings. I ain't mentioned getting smacked in the back of the head. I said whoopings. I ain't mentioned getting smacked in the back.
Yeah.
But he would normally explain why after it happened, like why I got the whooping, and even sometimes like he would be like let's say he yelled at me. One time he yelled at me for like an hour straight. Even after the whooping, he yelled at me, right? And he was like, you know what? I was wrong for that. He came back and apologized, like I did too much. And that's showing discipline and self-restraint. I mean, he didn't show the self-restraint, but he showed some humility and discipline by coming back and saying, you know, I was wrong for that. I like that about my pops. And it taught me accountability, and it taught me to admit when you're wrong about something.
Even after you learn all these things with Tchalla and younger, I think you still owe that apology for what you did back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll be still already ill.
Yeah, my father still wonders like how I feel. He was like, you ever felt like you ever felt abused? I was like, nah, I ain't never felt abused. I've always felt like both my parents loved me.
That's real though.
I've always felt like both my parents loved me tremendously, even when I got a whooping.
You got discipline and your parents ain't telling you why. That's the worst. I mean, I think
I never had that. My father got it from the Bible.
I feel like if you're gonna do something to a child, let them know why.
My father got it from the Bible. It says never discipline. If you discipline your kids, always do it with the explanation so that the child may be edified.
Now, if you want to let them be mad for a while, when everything calms down, then go back and have a conversation.
He would always do that, yo.
You know, because I mean, I feel like you leave me in the dark if you just
Whoop me and leave me
that
there.
much pressure.
My father always
And
talked to me after a whooping, yo.
Leave me, talk about it. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man. It made me feel a lot better when he would talk to me about why he did what he did. And he would break down to me about like why what I did was so disrespectful. He'd be like, didn't we talk about this in the past? And we talked about it 2 times, Kenny, and you still went out and did it. That's why you got a whooping like that. And when you put it like that, like, dang, I disobeyed my mother and my father and still did this. That's mad disrespectful, yo.
I mean, and we all grew up, we had that parent. You ever got like, I got my butt whooped a couple times. And like, as you get your butt whooped, she I told you, don't, that don't really help. Like, it don't help. You be like, oh, you told me,
but. Conversation eased it a little bit. My backside still hurt.
And being a parent, that's the last thing I want to do because it brings back memories. Like, hey.
I don't know. I don't be wanting to do it.
But I don't want to treat that time period like it was just a bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it was discipline. I mean, it was a different method. You know what
discipline
I mean?
Don't feel good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It don't feel good. I mean, he tell me about my grandfather used to come in from Hagerstown. You know what I mean? And they had a list of, you know what I mean? And he knew what happened when he came in from Hagerstown. He might be asleep. You cuddled up, you know what I'm saying? And bam, bam, you know what I'm saying? And wake up and get a beating out your sleep. You know what I mean? I mean, that was like him saying like, yo, I'm gone away from here, making money, and you get over here giving your mother problems. No, that's not gonna happen like that,
Yeah.
And so, so they tried to, do the best they could to have order in their home, It's on there right now.
It's live right now.
but
I think it should only be for big. I think the physical correction, the whoopings. I think it should only be for big offenses. Lying to parents, stealing.
The new one,
like being talking reckless to your parents too much.
But the new one is telling business in other folks' business. That's a new one. I just recently found out.
Okay.
Like if you got a certain set of rules at home and she telling everybody at a mom's house, that's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can judge it, they can look at it all kind of ways. So like what stays in this house, keep it here.
The greater the punishment. I mean, it depends on how great the crime is. A great crime deserves a great punishment. You see what I'm saying? Now you can give that great punishment with mercy if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like in a family, let's say like that is Baba in a family. Let's say a little brother inappropriately touches sister. Right. See what I'm saying? I'm coming down on him. Yeah. I'm coming down on him because that can traumatize your sister for life. You need to understand how serious it is. Now, maybe not the first time. Maybe not the first time. I can't say what I'll do. This is all hypothetical, so I really can't say what I would do. Yeah. But I feel like I would try to have a stern talk to him. And if it happened a second time, he getting his butt whooped. Because once I talk to you, you got no excuse to do it again. I've explained the severity. I've explained the consequences. And you still, so that means the second time you thought about what Daddy said and said it's severe. Daddy said it's severe. Daddy said the consequence is going to be severe. And you said, I don't care, I'm going to do it. You deserve to get whooped. In my opinion, what would you say to that? That's why I'm asking. I laid out the scenario for him. I'd like to hear how he would handle that. Your son has touched your daughter once. You talk to him, right? Now it's the second time he's did what you told him not to do again to his sister. How would you handle that?
It's a moment thing.
That's what I'm saying. I can't say what I would really do either.
Because in that moment, or something as egregious as that, yeah, I would very strongly have to restrain myself from striking. Because, like you said, it's almost like, yo, I'm hitting hard.
Yeah,
like it's.
I know you hitting hard, so you just got you. That's why I open that hand. I don't never.
At a certain point, there is no restraint. I'm going to hit you because you did something
that's on you.
That
you
egregious.
Can restrain yourself.
If I'm restraining myself, then I'm going to like not
do it at all. Okay.
So with that being said,
1 or 2 hits that hurt is cool.
Hold on, 1 or 2 hurts probably won't point your point across.
Okay.
If he does it twice, there's
all right. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Night. There could be something wrong with him. And physical violence might not be the answer. It's just, if I do it, I'm gonna get hit, but I still want to do it. Why do you want to do it? What did you see? What were you subjected to? Does anything? I'm going to ask. Probably the second time I'm asking way more questions than I did the first time, because now it's like it could be something wrong up here.
Could be, yeah.
And me hitting you is not going to eliminate what's wrong up here. You just know not to do it to my sister. Oh, well, can I do it to somebody else?
Yeah.
Well, if I can't do it to a person, what about the pet that we like? I don't know how far this goes.
Yeah.
So then now I have to really chime in to see. I have to psychologically break down my child now.
I don't think you can be thinking like that at first, though. You gotta.
That's what I say. No, you said that you gave yourself one time.
Yeah.
Then you did it again. All right, Bob.
You can do that after you chastise, though. You can still do that after you reprimand. That's still on the table. Second time, that's mad disrespectful.
The first time, it's a shot.
My father always would say, "I give you the benefit of the time the first time." He said, I will give you the benefit of the doubt the first time because it could have honestly been a mistake, or you might not have heard me. He like the second time, you being disrespectful, and I don't think, especially if I talk to you after the first time and you do it again, you're intentionally disobeying.
But look at the level of the egregiousness that happened. Like your child's sick. At this point.
Yeah. I mean, we all a little sick. When you decide to do wrong, you have a sickness. But that is a great one. But you can say the same thing about me. I got arrested. I got arrested. My father thought, he was like, yo, it's like you got a spell on you. Who done got in your head? He said that to me. In the car, as he was smacking me in the back of the head on the ride home. But them smack, they was irritating the hell out of me, yo. Like, he slapped me like a good 3-4 times coming down 695. What the hell was you thinking? I can't think if you smack me in the back of the head. And each one of them stung. But I could have got myself killed for what I did. I literally could have got myself killed for what I did. One wrong move with a black kid in the cop with a gun.
That's what they say.
You either going to discipline your child or you want that man to do it.
My father had to.
I push back against that too.
And this one, my father ain't even with me when I
know, bro.
You know who with me when I got arrested the first time? My father ain't lay a hand on me. My mother stomped me. My mother clotheslined me out the chair like this. Ain't say nothing. Just came up the steps, said, "Bow!" out the chair, and then said, and my father sat right there and watched her. My mother never did no shit like that to me ever. My mother clotheslined me. I fall back out the chair. My father is sitting. We sit at the dinner room table. My father just sitting at the end of the table watching my mother like that. She stopped me a good 10, maybe 10 times, yo, and then told me, "Get up and sit down. Get up and sit down." She was like, "Your shoulder hurt? I don't care. Sit down." I was like, damn. Cause my father was mad. He called and told. My bad, Joe. My mother came home off of work. She left work to come home and whoop me, yo. Left work to come home and whoop me. Do you? You gotta. I think it.
Let me ask you. Do you think that was?
It traumatized me. It's not that I was traumatized, like it made me dislike my mother. I was more so shocked. I didn't think my mother had that in her. To be honest with you. Exactly. Yeah, you gotta be. Cardo said that. You gotta be unpredictable sometimes. I knew I was wrong. Yeah, I knew I was wrong. My father told me how wrong I was driving home. He's like, "You could have got yourself shot. They kill black kids for small things." Yeah. So
was like, he expecting it from me. You real rock is crazy.
Yo, he sat right there and watched, ain't he intervene at all. You ain't gonna say that. You ain't gonna get her off of me. Get your woman, yo. Yeah. He probably feeling like BA, like, "I'm so mad, it's probably best I don't hit you."
He sometimes will get like that.
That's why he never spanked my sister. He always sent my mother to spank his sister because he said, "My hand too big." You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Like, yo,
he ain't worried about his hand being too big on me.
And that's why I say, like,
notice worried about his hand on me.
Notice I preface everything by saying
you got 2 daughters.
I have daughters.
I know.
I have 3 now.
Yeah.
If I had a son, it's a bit. It could be a bit different.
Yeah, because sons got it. They got it.
They have to have some kind of physical pushback.
Yeah, because boys gonna try you.
They don't gotta be
It don't have to be overly aggressive.
I always preface my saying, everything I said was I have a daughter.
You can scare them easier.
Just show them a side of them they never seen before.
He the expert of daughters. Yeah, you can't tell them nothing.
I've had some experiences. I mean, it was good up to like 14. I was up to 14.
And you had a traumatic experience that broke everything apart.
Of course, we broke up.
So, that's the thing.
So normally they say the kids normally get mad with the father when there's a divorce. That's what I've heard. Kids normally get mad with the father, even if the mom wrong. Because you're always held more accountable, yo. Why didn't you fix it? Yeah.
She happy for me, but she's not happy.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad, that's cute. But then when I talk about it, it's like she don't want to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can feel it. I got to kind of.
It died, yo. It died. Yeah, the red light was on and it went off. Oh, okay. You want that man to be heard.
Yeah, because you can't when you go back.
What you said, a father-daughter relationship is rare because this sometimes, when my daughter get mad, sometimes he don't even talk. I give her sometimes. I don't want to say nothing.
But they get you right though.
Yeah.
I was on the phone one day and I said something. My daughter made me call my girl back. He's like, "Dad, now you need to call her back.
Yeah.
You don't know how she feels." And I was like, "I ain't say nothing, but I'm gonna call you back." She said, "You ain't said like that."
I love having.
Had to call her back. Like, "Look, my fault. I'm gonna call you back." And she said, "All right, Daddy. Now hang up."
You definitely got to handle discipline with girls and boys different. No question.
And that's probably why I think like you should You should be smarter than your child.
You should be, yes. You should know what it takes to get them on the right path.
So, but then you brought up the police thing, right? And I was like,
imagine you had a son that got into that.
So my question to you, before I say me, did they tell you about police before you had your interruption with the police?
Yes.
Okay. And you still did it?
I still did it.
Okay.
Yeah, my father told me how dangerous it was. You're an endangered species, son. He had black men are endangered species talk with me. He said, when you run into a cop, yes, sir, no, sir, don't make any sudden movement because they ready to kill you. All that talk. We had that before I got arrested, and I still did it.
Okay.
Boys are more rebellious. They normally more rebellious. Boys are they have we got the testosterone in us, so we want to challenge things.
Come in here with his parent. You ever had like a client, a little kid come in with his parent, and they act a little crazy, and the mother gotta keep, they be embarrassed because they like, women.
I can't control them.
Some women be looking like, this is time when his father should be here. But
they do be embarrassed.
And you gotta keep Jerome, sit up, But like when when the father come in, they might be a little slow with it, but they not fighting, they might be a little sluggish, but they give a different order, So,
I definitely don't think beating is necessary all the time.
No,
but
I mean, as a matter of fact, if you do it, it's just like martial arts. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to. Once you lay the law down.
Yeah. Once somebody see that you know how to defend in martial arts, they normally leave you alone.
The biggest thing is not to fight.
Yes.
You don't have to do it. So if you lay the law down, you make an example like this is what could happen.
Yeah. Right. This is what could happen.
This is what could happen. You know what I mean? So don't get me to this point.
Shoot.
Don't do
Yeah.
That's real fire. Shoot.
But once you lay it down, the whole thing is you don't want to have to do
Yeah.
it. You want to just be able to have conversations to talk. Hey, look, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to tell you more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they all right.
Then they think about, well, I saw him get whooped.
Yeah. One time he did that.
That's what fire. Shoot. I was playing fire and I couldn't put it out. Burnt my little finger up. To this day, I don't really mess with fire too much.
Still, you remember that?
I learned, and then see it grow up.
Yo, pain will make you straighten up sometimes, yo, for real.
Yeah.
Pain will make you do it, man. Pain will inspire you. Pain is a teacher, yo. It is. And it's a part of discipline, yo. Even in football, you go through pain to get better. Yo, my culture with we had Coach Brooks. We had to do up downs, go like this and drop and get back up. You know how many times I vomited? I vomited. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it hurt. It hurt, but it taught you that you can't go against the coach.
Exactly.
He literally hurt me.
But it conditioned you at the same time.
And it made me better at the same time.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time.
What, you don't like our analogy, yo? What's wrong with you?
Man, it's
discipline comes with pain. Yo said BA soft. Yo instigating. He got girls, yo. The girls have softened him, yo. The girls softened him, yo.
Jeez.
This man called BA soft over here, yo.
I don't know, man.
I'm called BA soft, yo. He's such an instigator, yo.
Guess what? They say daughters are known to take care of their fathers, though. So you might be lucky. I mean, I got a smart little girl.
But you right, Jabbar. You said, my bad.
You good.
You said that example, yo. My daughter seen my son get in trouble. He didn't even get a whooping, but she seen him just get punished and sent to his room, get his stuff took. Yo, she was being so nice to me the rest of the day. She was being so nice to extra nice. She's like, Daddy, you know I love you. Yeah. You got to keep it.
If you got to do that much respect, then you're doing something that's disrespectful. If you got to go through all that, and they still brush back against you, then you failed somewhere.
Oh, because my parents was good.
And then somewhere, somehow, somebody failed. And they have to admit to that. That's true. Period. Most children aren't bad. They're just brought up in bad situations.
I don't agree there.
Sometimes it's how a parent presents himself.
All right, Dan.
You present yourself in a light that a child might be in their own little way.
Yeah.
That could put you in that position.
Yeah. I mean,
Not unknowingly to you.
So a baby can be bad.
a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, some babies are a little extra. Yeah, definitely.
Extra and bad are two different things.
What do you mean?
What do you mean by this saying that's bad children?
I mean, they get involved in stuff that they shouldn't. You know what I mean? They like Dennis the Menace. All right, bro, take it easy. What's this? You know what I mean? You know, person
And
crossing the line. You know?
And how was his family? We don't know.
No, we don't. But
So
it could be a great family.
more likely than not, somewhere along the lines, the parents failed, and the children react a certain way to the parents fail.
Sometimes you can't say that the parents failed though, because like I said, we talked about that earlier. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes social media, now you in a place of time now where parents, in order even to keep their head above water, going out to get like 2 extra jobs.
So they
right?
failed. They failed.
They failed because you know what I mean?
Because they wasn't adequate
Because
enough to have children.
They're not in a relationship, you know what I'm saying?
So they still
So
failed.
jobs,
They still
and
failed.
some of them are relationships. So you saying that they got 2 jobs, they failed?
Yes.
But what about putting the roof and stuff over their head?
They still failed. We have a problem with admitting to failure.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
So,
If you had a successful job and the person pause for a second, if you had a successful job and the person that you just decided to have an offspring with also has a successful job and y'all actually are y'all courted each other, y'all went through the dating phase and y'all realize that y'all want for each other. Y'all get married and then you have a child. That child probably has less issues than the parent that's working 2 jobs and you didn't realize the shit, then you had a child anyway. That's a problem. That other side, that guy failed. That woman failed. They was not successful. And as a result, you have a child dealing with that. They're dealing with your failure. Of course they're not going to be on straight because you failed. We have a problem with admitting to that first.
We come up short as parents.
yeah, I mean, we ain't
For
perfect.
when we don't properly plan for our children. If even planning.
If even plan at all.
Yeah. So even when they get here, there's no real plan put in place. And then this is what happened with a lot of children. Because we all went through it. When you get to that age where you realize your mother or your father ain't Superman or Superwoman, that they just human and they trying to figure this shit out too. And when you see that, that's a lot of times that's where a child will the respect factor kinds of it withers a little bit.
Yeah.
Not saying they go completely out the window, but a lot of times that's when you don't got the answers, they not looking at you as some sort of role model like they would have had they been 3, 4, 5, 6 years old.
And then, bro, you can't really blame. I mean, because by the time we send our children off to the killing fields out to school, the social that they around them most of the time more than they are with your mother and father.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
So we fail with that.
So yeah, I mean, you know, because I mean, to having a system and let me just say this to you, backtrack a little bit. I think that every child, every last single child should be a part of a sport, play on a team or something. You know what I mean? Maybe it ain't
Something to organize.
Maybe sport. Maybe be chess team.
Something to organize.
Something organized.
Where they got accountability
sacrifices
for other
where they
people.
gotta, you know what I mean? Where they gotta learn respect. You know what I'm saying? Different things.
Yeah.
So every child.
That's important.
A girl or boy.
That's important.
Everybody should be a part of some kind of team to help along with that, or martial arts, something that's having a discipline structure.
That's important. You're right. Can I read a couple about children real quick? Like 3 scriptures. They not long at all, yo.
I know it. You know.
Here we go. One of them is don't pamper your children too much, because if you do, you're gonna always be running to their beck and call. One of them is keep your children in labor. Like this one says, it's relating the horse to the child, right? It said, he that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled with every call. What does that mean? Like, you make too much of your... He that maketh too much of his son, meaning like you think your son is the greatest thing in the world, the greatest child ever made. You see what I'm saying? He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled with every cry. Meaning like your son will be so careless that you're going to be worried about, oh my Lord, what did my son do now? Every time anything, ouch, you like, oh my Lord, what did he do now? Right. And it says, A horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to his own devices will become willful. So it says, spoil your child, and he will make you afraid and ashamed. Play with him too much, and he will bring you to heaviness. So, and then it says, give no liberty to them in their youth, and don't wink at their foolishness. Bow down their neck while he is young, meaning get him to submit to you while they are young. Meaning, like, if I tell you to do something, it ain't too much bucking back when they're young. Get them to do that when they're young. Bow down his neck when they are young. Now, this is the part that a lot of people are going to disagree with, but this is what I follow. Beat him on the sides while he is yet young, or else he will wax stubborn and be disobedient to you and bring you sorrow in your latter days. So, but it don't say do that as a teenager. It say do that as a child, because like he said, if you, or whoever said it, if you do it one good time, you might not need to do it when they're a teenager because you got it in place. You see what I'm saying? So it's important to, I don't think a lot of parents, I think some parents do what it said, and they make too much of their child. They make so much of their child, they can't even yell at them. Or they make so much of their child, they can't even make them do like a wall sit, like he said. You know what I'm saying? You're right that you don't, but like I said, beat them on the sides. I don't never, the sides is this part, your butt. I don't never go past that. I either go butt or thigh. I don't never hit them in the head.
It also brought up the horse part, right?
Yeah.
How you breaking the horse? You normally do the, I'm looking dead in your eye.
Yes, yes, yeah. You don't look away.
The eye contact. Like, I'm
Yep.
not going to show you that I'm backing you away from you.
Yep, I'm stronger than
You're
you.
going to turn your head first.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
like I say, it's other things you can play.
It is. That's why I always, yeah, it's other things you can do.
Showing them the will that you will go this.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Oh, man. All right. I need to go home.
So
Yeah.
I guess
We can shut it down.
yeah.
We've been on for like 2.5 hours. All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed that show. We out, fellas. We out, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, we out.
All right, y'all.
Good talking to y'all, Facebook. Yeah, it was. But the client that was supposed to use it ain't coming. Man, they need to show up.
It's about commitment, healing, honor, respect. This is Barber Life. Cutting hair, I like it. Barbershop, I like it. Change your life, I like it.